welcome back to Unicorn Dust Designs. My name is Sammy, and if you're new to my channel, hello and welcome. Today I wanted to kick start fall DIYs. I'm going to be starting them next month, but I thought that this would be a great way to get into the spirit, to get some inspiration going. Fall's going to be coming into Dollar Tree soon, so you know what, with that said, let's go ahead and get into this fall makeup video. Hey you guys, so this is going to be our first inspired piece. This is a Harvest centerpiece. It was for $79.99. I was like, no way, Jose, I am going to make this for a lot less. So we are going to start with free wood. You guys know I love my free wood. I stalk Facebook Marketplace on the daily for it. I jacked Megan from Glue Guns and Roses because I wanted to show y'all. I literally go on Facebook Marketplace, either search free wood or I search it so much it just pops up. And you can see right here, free wood palettes. I scroll up a little bit more, free wood palettes. And I am so lucky because I live in Kansas, so like barnwood is pretty accessible to me. These I found on the side of the road for free. So we're gonna go ahead and build our box. What I did was the bottom piece, I took that and that's how I based my measurements off of. And then I measured, I'm gonna call them my end caps. My end caps first, and then my side panels second. So this is going to be super easy peasy, just like that spindle box we made. And I'm going to prop the end caps. At first I'm like, how am I going to do this? Do I want to build the frame first, attach it all to the bottom first? I'm always a hot mess, and then I end up doing it the same way I always do it. So I take these end caps, and you can see I have them sideways. And then I take my side piece, I'm going to staple 3, top, bottom, middle on each side here. You guys, invest in a nail gun. Mine is battery operated nail gun. And then we're just going to go, we're going to attach the second side. Now, if I were to be selling this in my booth, I would definitely have applied some wood glue on these pieces and then nailed it. But since it's for my personal use, I was totally fine with nails. If you don't have a nail gun, you can just use an old school hammer and nails and it works. Okay, so now I'm trying to fit the bottom in here and I'm like, no way. Like I measured this, I know it's supposed to fit. I'm like starting to freak out here. And then I just go rogue and I'm like, all right, I'm grabbing my my wire cutters and I'm just going to start like hammering the crap out of this. So I start like banging on the side, on the top, and finally like it pops in, you guys, like perfection. Fits snug as a bug in a rug, like seriously. And then I just get all like nail happy. And these nails do not show. These nails are so tiny. Even if they did show, I wouldn't care because it would look more rustic. But I'm just gonna go ahead and put all of the nails in here, and then you guys, our box, our centerpiece, it's done. And this was all for free. So after I'm doing the nails, now I'm going to decorate this. Now, I've never owned one of these. I've never decorated one of these, so I had no idea what I was doing, but I just went for it. So that is a candle holder from Dollar Tree. Now I'm taking these LED candles that I found at Savers. I think they were like $1.99 each. Go me. And I am going to start filling this up with some florals. So I am taking some lamb's ear from Walmart, $2 for 2 picks. We're going to use the blue leaves from Dollar Tree, and then the blue leaves that like came with the pumpkin and like the little berries in it. Now, these velvet pumpkins I got from Dollar Tree last year. I don't know if they have this color this year because I haven't been able to find the velvet pumpkins in my Dollar Trees. So what I like about this and why I've been so into wreaths lately is because it's so fun that you can change this all around and add or take away or, you know, do whatever it is you want to them. And that's also why I do not add any floral foam. I don't want to glue anything down. I want to be able to change this out by season. So as I'm filling this all in, I'm just playing around with placement here. I do cut all the leaves off of like the main bundle. That way I can place them here and there. Then I realized, what am I going to do with these two like large holes? I can't just fill them with flowers. So then I get these, my lace pumpkins. I'll leave the video for these pumpkins down in the description box for you. So I add these, and they were seriously like the most perfect touch. Then I run out of the blue leaves, but I have holes everywhere. So I grab these eucalyptus pieces. These are from Walmart. These are actually new to Walmart, and they're only $1, but they definitely look like $1. And I just cut little pieces off of these and then just stick them wherever I see holes, or I could like see down to the bottom of the base. And y'all, like, this came out so much better than I would have ever thought. Now I'm going to base my whole kitchen dining room in this blue color, and it's gorgeous. And I love this rustic barn wood. I love that I can change this out by season, and it's going to be probably a permanent piece on my kitchen table that I can change up with the season. So let me know what you guys think about this Kirkland's inspired piece, and if you will be trying to create one of your own. Okay, so I found this sign, the organic pumpkin sign, on Pinterest. So I know it's a Kirkland's item. I just didn't have the time to go look for it on their website. So I got this metal sign at Savers for $3.99. I spray painted it black, and now you guys are probably like, where am I supposed to find a sign like that? Well, I will tell you, I find these like raised metal signs at Savers all the time. So go to your thrift store, garage sales, things like that. You could even use split wood beads on like a Dollar Tree sign to achieve a look like this as well. So I am going to, I spray painted this black, then cleared it with clear matte spray paint. That way, when I apply this white chalk paint, I don't smear my black and then it looks all gray and gross. So I am using Rust-Oleum Linen White. I actually end up having to give this 3 coats. I don't know what was going on with this paint, but 3 coats did the job. Now I'm taking my baby wipe and we are wet distressing. So with wet distressing, I'm taking the baby wipe, and as you can see, I'm rubbing it in, and then after like my initial rub, I go back over it with a clean part of the baby wipe to wipe off, I guess, the smeared white paint. Like you'll see right down here, see how it was like a chalky white, and then I double swiped it, and now you could see that bright black on it. You could also do this with a wet towel as well. I just like the baby wipes. I think it works well for me. But what do you call it? Sorry, I got distracted. So I'm going to go over here, and wet distressing is so fun because you truly have full control over how much you want to distress, where you're going to distress, and I love that aspect about this. And too, when you're going on metal and stuff, I don't know why, but like sanding, it doesn't come out too well for me. So I continue to do this all the way around. This is dried, by the way, and it comes off super well. I believe chalk paint is water-based. I mean, you guys will tell me if I'm wrong in the comments anyways. So, sorry you guys, I'm doing this on my computer and somebody is text messaging me. Okay, so now that we're done with that, I cleared that with the clear matte. I designed this on my Cricut. This will be available in my description box for anybody that owns a Cricut. Please be respectful. Do not claim this design as your own, as I do work very hard making them. I did try to make it look very much like our inspired piece. So I am taking, this is permanent vinyl. I don't know what possessed me. I think y'all know, if you watch my channel, I always make stencils and paint my images on. I don't know. I think it was, it's back to school and maybe I was in a rush. I have no idea why I chose to use vinyl, but I did. So this is permanent black vinyl. I'm using Vinyl Ease. All of this you can find in my Amazon store link down in the description box. Even my paints and stuff, everything I use, you can find in the Amazon store link. Okay. So now I'm just measuring this, trying to make sure it's straight, but then I start over analyzing.
That's why I applied the painter's tape, was to try and make sure that like this was straight and not crooked, but your girl started measuring, and we know how that goes. It doesn't go very well because then I'll spend like an hour measuring every part of it. But I got it on. Now we're just going to rub that on. It looks really, really good. I love it. Looks just like super chic and clean, and I'm digging it. I think this one is going to go in my booth for sale because I'm not really going with the stark whites for fall in my own house. So I will be placing this in my booth. And I mean, you guys, for $3.99, some paint and some vinyl, we were able to make this Kirkland's inspired piece, and I absolutely love it. I would assume that other piece was probably like $60 at Kirkland's. Okay, this one is definitely going to be like an inspired piece, okay? So this one was only $19.99, which is actually a really good price. Again, I need to start getting like the measurements when I do these Kirkland's inspired pieces. But y'all, you remember these? Yes, they were all big and hot for a while. Well, I have quite a few. So I was like, we are going to make little mini versions of these. So I had the brown ones. I thought perfect. They kind of look like wood. Now I kept the circles, the welcome to our home on there because I was like, this is such a great base to apply all the flowers to. So I took, I don't know, like two of these Dollar Tree picks, and then I think a couple extra leaves, and I broke them all down. And then I'm going to start kind of just playing around with like the placement of these. So I obviously want to cover up all that white. You could even paint that black too if you really want to get, neat with it. But I'm going to take some of the leaves. I'm going to place these down. Now, you guys, what's great about these is you can do this for any home decor. Like it doesn't have to be Christmas or fall or anything, but I mean, you can decorate them seasonally, but you can also just decorate these for everyday home decor with the florals of your choice. So I thought that was really cool about this DIY. So now I'm dressing it up with the sunflower. I believe they still, I think these are this year's picks. Let me know down in the comments. I can't remember. I buy too much Dollar Tree stuff. Okay, so we're going to play around with it. I try to make both of them look similar, but the placements just a little bit different. So then right here, I was convinced I was going to use the little pine cones, but they just were not fitting like I wanted to. So I found some random pumpkins in my stash that I found, I don't know, they probably came from other picks, not sure. And I end up placing that in there, and I was like, ooh, that worked out gorgeous. Now, I will say these have hangers on the back already, but I think it was Holly from Hot Humble Pie who says she takes the Dollar Tree plungers and cuts, smaller pieces off of them and then glues them to the back of things so that you can stand them up. So that's an idea. You could also like glue a crate to the front of these or even the back of it too, and like, I don't know, put stuff you don't want to see back there. Can you tell I'm a hoarder? Just kidding. All right, you guys. And here's our little mini versions of the Kirkland's pieces. I think they are super cute. I think they will be great in, like bookshelves, a desk. Ooh, bring it to the office, girl. Like that would be super cute too. So the next one, I saw this personalized picture, the Winchester family. I thought it was so beautiful. And ooh, this must be huge, you guys, because it's $144.99. So ours definitely is not that big. So this is going to be a free printable I'm offering. I did design this myself on Canva, and you should be able to edit, well, I would hope, the V and the last name to make your very own. So you guys, I grabbed this frame and I thought I was going to do a lot more crafting to this. But I didn't go that way. I thought I was going to paint it like a green color and it was going to be all like fancy and stuff. But Anyways, anywho, every time I make these, I always forget that the frame is 8 by 10 and the piece of paper is 8.5 by 11. So if you want to measure this down, go for it. Either way, you're going to have to cut down the paper, I guess, right? So I am just taking the paper that's in the frame, tracing it out. I'm going to cut it out, super easy. And I love this image, you guys, that I created because it seriously looks like a watercolor. So I place it in the frame, and this is where I'm like, oh, this looks good with the white frame. So I just take the glass out. I'm going to go ahead and clean that, pop it in the frame, and that's it, you guys. Can this even be called a craft? I don't know. I did design the image, so yeah, it's a craft. But this looks so sharp, and the image seriously looks like it's a watercolor, and this would look even higher end if you printed this on white cardstock versus printer paper. But I will leave the Canva link down in the description box for you guys. I hope you okay. So for our first DIY, you guys, I am actually recycling this. I made this Lazy Susan when I first started YouTube. I will leave the link for it down in the description box for you. I actually spelled y'all wrong on it, so I sanded all of it down. I created this stencil from my Cameo. I'm using the 6x1 matte vinyl. Now, I get asked all the time, why do I use vinyl? Like, why do I paint instead of just using vinyl as a design? And it is because, you guys, I cannot guarantee the longevity of vinyl. I can, however, guarantee the longevity of something that I painted on. And if I'm gonna ask people to pay the price that I charge for my rounds or my Lazy Susans, I want to guarantee them years of this product. So you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and I am going to place this on our 15-inch wood round. Oh, and I did stain this American. Yeah, American. No, what is it called? Early American. Sorry, you guys. And if any of y'all, please let me know down in comments, what clear transfer tape do you use? This is Dollar Tree transfer tape, and it's horrible. It is horrible. I tried it in the past. Sometimes it works good, sometimes it doesn't. And in this case, it did not. So let me know what you use down in the comments. I would love to try something new. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and transfer this to our wood round. This is going to become our stencil, I guess you can say. And the stain was not all the way dry on top, so that is why you are seeing me have a difficult time getting my vinyl to stick to the wood round. All right, now we're taking Rust-Oleum Linen White. I'm taking a chip brush, and we are going to make this a just distressed paint job. I'm not trying to coat the entire wood round here, and I am only going to do one coat of the linen white. Now, after this, I am going to completely allow it to dry. Now I say that, but I did not wait very long for this to dry. So I go ahead and I weed all of our letters out, and it came out so good. However, you guys, I usually wait 24 hours to allow the chalk paint to cure before I clear it or before I sand it. However, I was in a time crunch and I did not wait, and you will see what happens. So I put 220 grit sandpaper. Do you see how it looks like it's just smearing the paint? Well, let me tell you, it is doing that. Usually it would not smear like it. The letters would still look super bright, but that's what you get when you try and rush things. All right, so right here, I am using the polyacrylic water-based to clear this Lazy Susan. 1, water-based will not yellow your paint. 2, polyacrylic is food safe if it properly cures. I put 2 coats of the polyacrylic on because I want this to be able to last. I want somebody to be able to set a cup on it, and if it sweats, it's not going to affect anything. If you get food on it, you're going to be able to wipe it down easily. So that is why I'm using polyacrylic versus the Helmsman Spar urethane. After we put the 2 coats and we let it dry, we are done with our Lazy Susan. Now this would make a beautiful sign if you wanted it to, but you guys, I thought fall football kind of goes hand in hand, and I thought how perfect would this be for football Sunday to set up on your bar in the kitchen or your coffee table with some appetizers and drinks on it. And then here you see it down below. And there we go, Lazy Susan. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments and I'll leave. Okay, so this is another recycled DIY. I made this last fall, I think. So you guys know I love Grapevine Wreaths. They are so tightly wound that you don't really have to use hot glue with them. Of course you can, but I don't usually do that. So now taking some barn wood that I got free on Facebook Marketplace, I cut that down to size. Sorry, my kids are going crazy. And I am taking the linen white again. I am going to cover this pretty good because I am going to put lettering on here, wording, whatever you want to say. So I do paint the front and the sides. I do not do the back because we're not going to see that. After that's done, I take a stencil that I made from my Cameo. I'm using permanent vinyl, and the reason I'm doing permanent vinyl is because the adhesive on the back of it's stronger, so it'll grip better to this textured wood. So I'm going to peel that away. I am then going to take my stencil brush from Dollar Tree as well as my rich black from Folk Art. So after we peel that back, and I'm using Vinyl Ease transfer tape, and I have all of my vinyl and stuff like that in my Amazon store linked down below. Now I'm just using a stippling effect on this. I only do 1 coat. That's all you need with this rich black by Folk Art. It is absolutely an amazing black chalk paint. I'm going to go ahead and allow this to dry, and then we will go ahead, go in, we're going to pull that back, and look, for as textured as this wood is, that came out pretty darn crisp. So I'll go ahead and weed those out. Now I'm going to take that piece of wood, I'm going to take some pipe cleaners, I'm going to take 4 in total, and we are going to just use an old school stapler. And I'm going to staple 2 to each side, just doing like a crisscross effect with the staples. And this is going to help us attach it to the grapevine wreath. So right here you can see all I'm doing is sticking those pipe cleaners through the branches. I'm going to do that on both sides. This is why I like the grapevine wreaths, y'all. And then we're going to turn that around. And then I'm going to go ahead and tighten them. So you're just going to pull up on them, tighten them. And then once you get those tight, then you'll cut the excess off and then just kind of bend, you know, whatever's sticking up down. You could use any color pipe cleaner you got there. And then after we are done with that, we're going to flip it back over and we are going to start accessorizing. So these are lamb's ear. You get 2 picks for $2 at Walmart. I'm going to go ahead and start playing around with these. Now, again, you guys, I don't really use hot glue with grapevine wreaths. They are so tight that when I'm sticking these branches through, I mean, they are not moving because it's hard to push these through. And you guys, lamb's ear, you can turn the leaves on these to face whatever direction you want, which I love. So now I'm taking some sunflowers from Dollar Tree. These are more of like a creamy color versus a stark white. I'm going to go ahead and feed those in there. I think I used like 4 total. I'm not sure. Excuse me. All right. Then taking, see those little orange pumpkins I have on the side? They are the little speckled ones from Dollar Tree. I didn't have the cream colored ones. So what I do is I do 1 coat of white linen chalk paint. And I'm like, what am I doing? I was like, why am I not using the like baking soda and chalk paint? It's a lot thicker. It looks higher end. And you will see once I used, I think 4 pumpkins total, recycled the stems. They were nice and they were brown. So here you'll see as I'm coating this, this is the baking soda and white chalk paint mixed together. And it just takes the pumpkin up a notch. It just makes it look a little bit more upscale. You can't see all the lines of the styrofoam, and I just love the way it looks, and I really like the stark white. So now I'm going to feed this through our grapevine. Now, I don't know why, but I really liked the stark white pumpkins against the ivory colored sunflowers. My preference, I don't know. Now I'm just getting little dabs of hot glue. That way I can kind of put my leaves down where I want them. Adjust everything to my liking. That is what is fun about wreaths. You can really just make them your own and play around with them. You could hot glue if you want to, but again, I don't usually do it. And this is our beautiful neutral fall wreath. I told you guys before I'm not a wreath person, but since that last one I made with the flocking balls, I really like them, and they are rather easy to make. Now ask me to make a mesh wreath and that ain't happening, but this will. All right, you guys, for this one, we're taking the Dollar Tree pumpkins. These are the ones that have the initials on them. I took them outside. I sanded the initials down because I knew they would be harder to cover if they were on there. So for this bigger pumpkin, I'm just taking Hazelnut by Waverly. I'm going to paint the front, the back, the sides. The entire pumpkin is going to get covered. Now, I took this inspiration from Hobby Lobby. I think everybody is probably going to remake this pumpkin trio, but I saw it first. No, I'm just kidding. All right, eating a chicken nugget that Everett didn't want, of course. Chicken nugget break time. All right, now I'm taking some white chalk paint, my chip brush. I'm hitting those sides really hard so that they pop and you can really see the definition of this pumpkin. And then I'm just going in with a dry brushing of that white chalk paint, just giving it a little bit more dimension and depth than just leaving it plain brown. Then, sorry guys, I'm on my laptop. All right, then taking that white pumpkin, we are just going to paint the entire thing white. I wanted this a bright white, and you'll see we're going to do something else to this a little bit later. Now, these are the MDF pumpkins, and y'all, the paper peels off these easy peasy. All right, now taking these bubble stickers, that's what I call them. These are so easy, you guys, because they can move to any kind of shape you want them to be on. But I will say, I have used these quite a bit. They have a clear little strip in the middle of them. Now, when you paint over it, it will show. So I wanted this to look super clean, so I decided to cut the little clear part out of them. Now, you can just get bubble stickers and do them one by one, but this is how I decided to do it. So I'm going to feed these all the way around the pumpkin, and then I will cut the middles off of them, and then we are going to grab that white chalk paint once again and a stencil brush. I start painting it, and then I end up doing like a stippling effect because one, it helped me get around those like little beaded stickers, and two, it added a little bit of texture to the pumpkin, which I was really digging. So that's what I decided to go with. After that one is done, now we are going to take a stencil. We're going to take some painter's tape and tape off that bottom layer of the pumpkin. I have done this before in a previous video on a jar. I will link that down below for you guys as well, so you can check that out. We're going to put the stencil on top of here. Then we're going to get some painter's tape and tape it down on the sides so that it doesn't move. Take our Dollar Tree caulking, our silicone spatula, and we are going to rub that caulking down into the stencil. You want to make sure that you get a good healthy coat on this because you want all of that caulking to sit down into that stencil. Once it is done, you're going to lift your stencil while it is still wet, and you'll see, and it leaves us. Look at how beautiful that is. I'm going to clean up the sides there. I'm going to let that totally dry. You want it to harden up. Then I go back over it with the white chalk paint because the caulking dries to be kind of like a creamy color, and I wasn't digging that. So this is a great way, you guys, to add texture to any kind of piece. All right, now I'm holding them up and facing them towards me. That way I could see what's actually hitting like the other pumpkin, so I'm not just putting hot glue like everywhere and causing a big mess. After all three of those are attached to each other, I am going to grab some Dollar Tree twine. I will tack a little bead of glue in the back, and then I will do it on the side of the white pumpkin. and the side of the brown pumpkin. And this is just going to help that twine stay in place so it doesn't sag or fall down if it ever gets, you know, loosened up. So after I'm done with that, we are going to wrap it around twice. And then I'm just going to tie a basic little shoestring bow on this, and we are done. I love how this neutral fall decor is turning out. Totally my vibe with the wood elements and the white on it. Now, again, you guys, this is just inspiration. Use whatever colors you are vibing this fall season. And I hope you guys are getting a lot of inspiration. And if you guys are enjoying these, make sure you like and subscribe. All right, so this is the garden stake from Dollar Tree. The actual stake piece of this comes off super easy. So you can see right here, I'm just bending it back and forth a couple times and it snaps right off. So once I do that, we are going to take our pumpkin. I am going to deconstruct the raffia on the top, and then the glue, the hot glue that was on there, it just peels right off of this. Then taking White by Waverly, we are going to go ahead and paint this entire thing. So you guys can actually paint this black first and then do white over it and distress it down with sandpaper. I decided to go a different route. So I did 2 coats of the white, then taking my mini apple or plaid chip brush and antique wax, I'm going to hit the top of our pumpkin, and it shows all of the beautiful detail that is in this pumpkin. I absolutely love this. And like I said, you could do this all different colors. You could do black on the bottom and then sand it down so you could see all of it. Possibilities are endless. So after I'm done with this, I'm going to grab a wood round from Target. My girl Teresa B DIY sent me one. I'm going to take some split beads. I spritz them with some water, putting some chalk paint on them. Then while they're in the bowl, I'll go ahead and dry those up. Now I will go ahead and do our placement here on the wood round. So this is the wood round that Target was carrying for a little bit. That's white on the back, wood on this side, obviously. I'm going to take my Star Bond medium adhesive, and I am going to go ahead and attach all of our split beads around our wood round. Ooh, I'm a mess. All right, and this stuff, you guys, this Star Bond, I will leave my link and my discount code down in the description box. You guys now probably see me use it in like every video. I swear by it. My stuff does, I mean, these things will not come off. If you drop it, they are not coming off. So I'm going to go ahead and finish doing that all the way around here. Now, you guys, the final product, I totally made this crooked. Okay, so as you see right here, I'm taking a Jenga block, I put the Star Bond on it, and then I'm putting it on the line of the pumpkin. And the reason I'm doing this is because the pumpkin is so curved that if you try to lay the Jenga block like down, like inside those curves, it won't touch it. So I had to take my Star Bond, took the accelerator spray, and then put them on that raised line of the pumpkin. And then I got my detailed Surebonder glue gun, and I put a bunch on these sides. Now y'all, this came out so crooked. While it was still wet, I was able to take it off, and I put it back on, and then I put it back on even more crooked. Then I had started, it was, you guys, this was a mess. And let me tell you, that Star Bond didn't allow me to take it off once it was dry. So I was kind of just stuck. So anyways, I'm taking some jute cord. We're going to feed that through, tie it in a knot, do the same thing for the opposite side. And you got yourself a beautiful neutral fall wood round. I love all the details in this piece. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite one out of this video was. And I just wanted to say a big thank you, guys. So we are going to start out with the most popular pumpkin from Dollar Tree. So this is a 3D wood pumpkin, and I'm going to take off the raffia and all that stuff. Don't care about the glue because we'll end up covering that anyways. So now I'm taking my Hobby Lobby scrapbook paper. What I'm doing is setting it on top. We're pressing down on all of those raised edges. That way we know exactly where we need to cut. Easy peasy, right? So I'm going to just go ahead and cut around this. And oh my gosh, you guys, the options for scrapbook paper at Hobby Lobby are gurga. All right, so now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to set it on top. I'm going to rub kind of like in downward motions on the raised edges, and this just gives you a great outline. So after we get those done, I am going to take Bead Board by DIY Paints. My girl, upcycledbybrie.com, sent me some of this, and seriously, the color is like if Waverly White and Plaster had a baby, this would be it. It's like perfection. All right, so once that's dry, I'm taking my Jot Jumbo glue stick. I am hitting that real good with that glue stick, making sure to get the sides very well because we do not want those lifting up on us. I'm going to do the same side. I'm going to do the same thing for the left side and the right side. Y'all, this is going to be a long video, so I hope you're cozy. All right, so now I'm taking my mini plaid chip brush. You could get this at plaid.com, and I'm just hitting these sides. I just think it kind of like makes it pop. I don't know, or maybe it does nothing, but I liked it. Okay, so now I'm taking jute cord. So you guys, this jute cord, I have it in my Amazon store link. It is a little pricey, but seriously, it's like the perfect size. It's like if the Dollar Tree nautical rope and then the Dollar Tree twine had a baby. We're having lots of babies in this video. This would be their love child. So anywho, I am taking this jute cord and we are just following the outlines. You're welcome for my hair in your face. And we are just outlining the edges of our pumpkin. Now don't mind, I start the seam as you can see from the top, and then I bring it back around. We are going to be covering the seams up with like a bow or whatever you want. We're going to cover it up. So now with the stem, we are taking that jute cord and we are going to wrap it around. I think seriously everybody uses the jute cord or twine to wrap these stems around, and I think that's because we're all trying to cover the actual holes in them, and it adds a little detail. So now I'm taking the jute cord, I'm taking it apart. Well, that was fast. Tie it in the middle. I don't do anything fancy with it. Just tie it in the middle. And then I take my sunflower, attach that to the middle. So this is super easy, you guys. Now this is one of the rectangular wood pieces from Dollar Tree. And now I'm going to attach our pumpkin to the base. So I have it propped up because I'm trying to, this has 3 little grooves on it basically, and I'm trying to make sure I put the Jenga blocks on those grooves so you don't see it through the other side, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here you go. See how the 3 grooves touch the base right there? And this is how it turns out. I think this is so beautiful. Like I said, the scrapbook paper at Hobby Lobby is endless, so you could really do this to fit your decor. This would even be cute as like a fall teacher's gift with like a little gift card to put on their desk. Gorgeous. Okay, so this one, we are going to use one of these like garden stake things, and I don't even take it apart. The only thing I do to the actual like sign is sand all of the glitter off of the friends part. Other than that, this sign shockingly does not have any more glitter. So after I'm done doing that, I am going to keep everything, like I said, attached to the stake. I'm going to take 3 different scrapbooking papers, and I am going to just turn this around, lay it flat on our scrapbooking paper, and then trace around it. So you don't even have to take these off. Now, if you don't have this, you could also use like the wood arrows from Dollar Tree as well. Now, I was inspired. I saw on Pinterest, I think it's called Desert Divas Crafts. They made one, and it just totally inspired me. Theirs is way better, though. If they do have a YouTube channel, I'll link it down below for you guys. So I'm going to cut 3 of my scrapbook papers out to fit our sign. Then I'm going to grab our jumbo glue stick once again, and I'm going to coat this heavily with the glue stick. So again, I can't stress it enough. Make sure you get that glue on the edges so it's not raised up. You could also use Mod Podge, hot glue. There's tons of ways you could attach this paper, but this is so easy. So next I'm taking my silicone mat and this latte cocoa thing cut out, putting some hot glue in there so that we could fill our hole. Then I'm taking Apothecary. Oh my goodness. If I thought Farm Fresh was beautiful, Apothecary is gorgeous. Again, I will leave the links for Bree's website down in the description box if you want to check those out. So now for the top, I'm grabbing beadboard. I'm going to paint that on, and then I'm going to kind of feather over the lines so that we don't have this harsh line up top. Then I take Antique Wax by Waverly. I'm going to hit that on top of our, what is that, our whipped cream, or whatever that is. And then I take my finger and I kind of just fan it through the brush so that it looks like cinnamon sprinkles all over our whipped topping here. All right, so now that we're done with those little, oh, no. We got one more accessory. We got our little pumpkin. So this is the MDF pumpkin that has like the black and white checkers on the back. I am using cake batter by DIY. I give it 2 coats. Then I take my Antique Wax by Waverly again, and I'm using it to outline the pumpkin. I like doing this because I feel like it gives it definition, and it kind of says like, hey, I'm a pumpkin, I'm not an apple. You know what I'm saying? Then I rub it down with a paper towel, and then you guys, do you know what's coming next? Shocker! It is twine around the stem of the pumpkin. Yes, I know. Okay, I won't make you watch that again. So now I'm going to glue the pumpkin to the bottom corner. Then I'm going to take our little apple cider, attach that to the side. I like the little pop of like the green, you know. Now, I knew I needed something else. I got these straw hats from my girlfriend Lisa, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be perfect. So I just applied some antique wax to it. I found a little sunflower, hot glued that to the hat, and then I'm going to attach that to the top of our sign here. Look at how cute that is. Okay, so now I take vinyl. Now you guys, again, I love using the Cricut because you can personalize things. So it's like if you go to Hobby Lobby and you see one of these signs and you're like, not digging what it says, I like the fact that you can really personalize these to your home, your style, your family, and yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and apply our vinyl to our little garden stakes here. That one says apple cider. We got a welcome to our patch that I got from the design studio. Now I'm taking this raffia and I'm seriously just bundling up. That's all I did. And then I'm wrapping it around the bottom. I'm going to glue one to the top, one to the middle, one to the bottom, and that is it. I got this $2.99 thrifted basket, put some grocery bags in there with Spanish moss, and look how adorable this is. And again, you can customize this to look however you want. This could be cute to do it for Christmas instead. Like, so stinking cute, you guys. All right, so our next one, these are cute, and seriously, they're cute. So I've had these sitting in my shelf forever, and I was staring at them, and I was like, pumpkins, of course, right? I know you guys are probably like, pumpkins, but there's a lot of them. All right, so I go ahead and deconstruct these things, and then I am going to take some flowers. Now, these flowers, we're going to go with some orange, some yellow, some cream colors. You can use felt flowers, paper flowers, plastic flowers, any flowers you want. So at first, I'm going to go ahead and play around with the placement here, figure out where I want everything. So at first, I tried to keep everything in this box and then like hot glue as I go. Well, that didn't work. So then I take them all out of the box. Well, I try to keep them together so I can remember the placement, right? Well, you can see on my right side, I didn't do that. So now I'm trying to figure out like how I'm going to put these all in here once again. Now you can do these with bigger boxes. You can do them with Dollar Tree faux flowers. I mean, possibilities are really endless on what kind of like flowers and the sizes that you can make these in. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. I do make 2 of these. They were so cute. And then I'm going to take the little stems, branches from Dollar Tree. We're going to put one on top. Not worried if the hot glue shows because we'll eventually cover it. Then taking the green raffia that I feel like I've been using this on like every fall video. I'm just wrapping that up. I'll tie something around the middle. And then we made ourselves a cute little bow, just enough. Like I didn't want to overkill the top of these with like something big because the flowers are what pops. So I attached that to the front. Then taking these skeleton leaves, amazing subscriber sent these to me and they are stunning. And they worked so well with this piece. It was like super dainty and it looks absolutely gorgeous. So you guys, that is it for these, and I cannot wait to show you how these turn out. Right? Are you smiling? Because I'm smiling. These are absolutely adorable. You could put them in a tiered tray. You could put them on a stack of books, just like I have them here, and they are gorgeous. I love all the different levels of the flowers. Yes. Yes, ma'am. All right. For this one, we're going to use a round sign. Now this one, I don't know what it is. This one's really old, but it is much larger than all of the other like round signs that Dollar Tree has come out with. I don't know. So then taking some contact paper, I sanded all of that glitter off. I am going to use this to cover the image on the other side so it looks nice and clean. We will get our craft knife, cut it out, do all that jazz. Yeah, I'm excited that Bree sent me this DIY paint because I loved the last two she sent me and I was stoked to try these out. So I am just taking my chip brush here. I'm doing a messy paint. Do I ever do like a clean? No, maybe on my wood signs, but usually, yeah, I like a messy paint job. So I'm gonna go ahead and coat this, just one coat, and then we're gonna let it dry. Now I'm taking my 20mm split beads. I do have these in my Amazon store, link for you down in the description box. Took some antique wax, water, gonna mix those up. I'm gonna dry them right in there. This is so easy, you guys. Great way to stain your beads without, actual stain. Now I'm taking our beadboard paint. I'm going to put a light amount in the bottom. Then I'm taking the end of that paint stick and I'm like kind of scribbling that in the bottom. You just want a light coat, you guys. Then I'm going to toss all those split beads in there and I'm going to shake, shake, shake it up. Shake, shake, shake it up. All right. Then I just take my heat gun, dry them right inside the container here. And then after those are dry, full disclaimer. No, never mind. I skipped ahead. All right. We're using the ruler. We're making some faux shiplap lines here. As you guys know, I don't like things all clean. So that's why I'm smearing the pencil mark there. Okay. This is the full disclaimer. I totally pre-measured these out. So I lined them around, made sure I had the exact amount I needed before painting. And then I told myself, do you need to lay them out again? And I was like, no, why would I do that? Like I already counted them. Obviously they all fit. Well, I'm going around this thing and I'm feeling pretty confident. And then I'm like, is this going to fit? Is it? It doesn't, you guys. I don't know what I did, but that last bead did not fit. Excuse me. Did not fit, but that's okay because I knew I was going to use greenery on this anyway, so I was like, okay, it's fine. Easy fix. We'll just cover it. So now we're going to head over to our Cricut. I am in images. I searched pumpkins here, and oh my gosh, you guys, I have to say, if you do have a Cricut or you do end up getting one, getting design access is so worth it because the images are absolutely endless and it's so nice to be able to click something and just cut and go without like spending an hour designing something. So highly recommend it. So I made my circle the size of our piece. Then I took my image. I'm sizing it how I want it. Then I'm going to hide that circle. I'm going to highlight Hello Pumpkin. I'm going to make it all black. That way it cuts all at one time. If I were to have left it the two different colors, it would have told the Cricut to cut hello in yellow and then pumpkin in orange. So then I feed it through and I will click vinyl so it knows what we're working with here. And then I'm going to go back to my maker. Hello, there we go. And then look, it's like blinking at me. It's like, feed me vinyl. And then it goes in. It literally only takes seconds. It knows what tool it needs. It knows what vinyl's in there. And it's so easy, you guys. So easy to make your own home decor. All right. So now I got my vinyl, my stencil right there. I'm just going to lay it out so I know where to put my greenery. And this is, I think, like mixed berry, I think it's called. It's from Walmart. And I'm just going to hot glue those right on here. They attach super easy. I'm going to do the same thing for the opposite side with the greenery. And then I'm going to take these white velvet pumpkins from Dollar Tree. They come with a large one and 2 small ones. I'll attach the big one, and then I'll do a small one on the right side and then a small one on the left side. Now, these were attached to the greenery, not the actual sign, so they were a little floppy. So I decided I probably needed to hot glue them together. So that's what I'm doing right here, and this makes them a lot more stable so that they're not moving around. So after that, I totally ended up going back and designing something different because I was like, I don't know if I like that font. So went back to the Cricut. I ended up designing my own Hello Pumpkin. I think this is shiplap. It's called shiplap, and then I don't know what the cursive is here. But I apply my vinyl, take that off. This is orange Cricut permanent vinyl. And next, I'm just taking my piece of twine. I will go ahead and attach that to the back as a hanger. And then we have ourselves some beautiful fall home decor, you guys. This turned out gorgeous. Let me know. We need to make like a real wood round with these beads like this because seriously, gorgeous. Looks so high end. I am so happy to have this part of my home decor for fall, and I hope you guys love it too and learned a little something about your Cricut machine today. Okay, our next one, you guessed it, pumpkins. So these are recycled pumpkins from last year, and I am taking a Dollar Tree scarf. I am just going to wrap this pumpkin up. You guys asked a lot about my lace pumpkin, so this is exactly what I did to them. So these are the smaller pumpkins here. I tied it off with some twine. Now, the longer the fabric is that you leave on top, that's how long your pumpkin stem is going to be. So as you can see, I attached the jute cord to the bottom, and now I'm wrapping it upwards onto our fabric, so you could see. And then I'm going to cut like the excess off. I didn't want my stem to be that long. And then I will just get my hot glue, taper it off at the ends, and you can actually bend these to like fit your style so it's not sticking like straight up. You get what I'm saying? All right, so then I wanted this to look more rustic because the pattern spoke for itself. So I just made a simple finger bow, attach that to the side, and that's going to be it for this one. Now I'm going to show you how to make a lace one. So this is another recycled one. Now the lace ones I've shown you guys are made with the bigger pumpkins. This right here that I'm taking, you guys, this is just a tablecloth from a thrift store. So this has stains on it and stuff, but it doesn't have stains all over it. So do not skip out if you find these at garage sales or thrift stores. So again, just gathering the fabric around it, holding it tight. I'll tie it off with the twine at the base. Now, I should have left it attached to the actual like twine roll. That way I could have easily just rolled it up and made a stem, but you know, I was working harder, not smarter. So as you can see right here, I'm taking the twine and I'm just wrapping it around that, creating a stem, cut that excess fabric off. And then as you can see, like I bent it down and it usually will stay like that. So now I'm just going to accessorize it. And like I said, you guys, I made these with the smaller pumpkins, but you can use the bigger pumpkins and you can use any fabrics that you have around the house. So here we go. Look at how gorgeous that scarf is. And and then see how like the stem curves. And then we have our lace one with the accessories. Gorga. Let me know what you think about those. Okay, this one's easy peasy, Dollar Tree squeezy. It's kind of like cheating. These are from Dollar Tree last year, but you could seriously use any vase you want. They have so many beautiful vases. Then I'm going to take our floral foam. Now, I don't like hot gluing floral foam to like the insides of things because I want people to be able to take them out and like change them if they want to. So what I do is I cut it to size, I stuff it down in there. Then I get the remnants and I stuff them down in these sides. That way my floral foam doesn't move around on me and it stays put. Next, I'm going to take our Dollar Tree picks. I take them all apart and I start with my bigger pieces first and then I build around it. So I take some foxtail from Dollar Tree. I'll take some more, yeah, the flocking ball didn't look right in there. And then I'll take some more leaves, put those in there. Next, I will take a random pumpkin, and all this is from different picks, you guys. So you just got to have fun with it, play around with it. I even add another sunflower to that hole right there. There we go. Oh, it looks gorgeous. And another foxtail. So that is our first one. Then I take another pick. Can you believe this pick is from Dollar Tree? I don't know why I just got one of them, but it's gorgeous. And of course, I just add a few more little details, the foxtails. I'll add a pumpkin to it. You could even put like twine around the rim of the vases if you want. But these are such a great way to add like the details, the fine details, like on the bathroom shelf or like on the sink counter, a bookshelf, you know, things like that. That's where I feel like small pieces like this make such a cute and big impact. I think it even looks cute just displayed like this. If you happen to have like a bookshelf or a hutch, this would be absolutely gorgeous. So I hope you guys are loving these DIYs so far, and there's so many more. For this one, we're using this galvanized fall pumpkin. They came in all sorts of colors. I'm going to go ahead and deconstruct it, take the loop off and the raffia. Now I'm taking Waverly. You guys, where to the wise, just spray paint this thing. At least spray paint it white first and then paint it a color because I had to do 3 coats. Now, on the 3rd coat, I want to show you. As it is drying down, I get my paintbrush and I go back over it. And what I'm doing is I'm like pulling at the paint so that it leaves texture behind. I just thought it needed texture. I didn't like it smooth. So that's what I did there. Then I am taking Cashew by Waverly, and I'm, again, outlining this pumpkin. I love it. I think it just adds more definition to the pumpkin. And then I will kind of fill in the middle and the sides. Next, we are going to go ahead and let that dry. And then I am going to take, I don't remember. Oh yeah, twine. Twine. Yep, that's what we're taking to cover the stem. Shocker again. All right. Now I'm taking this sign. I think it was from like 2 summers ago. I'm going to paint the base of it in truffle, and I'm going to paint the front, the back, the sides, all that. I need to remember I didn't paint the bottom of it. I need to do that. All right. So after that dries, then I'm going to take the front. I'm going to take that bead board, and I am going to put 2 coats of this on the front. This like MDF material like sucks up the paint. It's thirsty. So after we're done with that, I'm going to take my ruler, my pencil. We're going to put that faux shiplap on there. And then I'll go ahead and rub it in with my finger just like I did with the little round sign we just finished. No, that was like 2 DIYs ago, huh? I'm losing my mind. Now I'm going to cover the back up with this contact paper again. I sanded off all of that glitter, applied it. There we go. Then for the base of the front, and I put it on the sides. I'm just taking Spanish moss, hot gluing it to the base here. Why does this stuff have to be so messy? After that, I then take my Sure Bonder glue, attach Jenga blocks, and then I realized it still doesn't even touch the sign. So we had to take another Jenga block and attach that. Now I could attach it to our sign. So I take the hot glue, and any day now, I take the hot glue. You take the hot glue, right? Yep, there we go. And I hot glue it to the sign. You guys, I found the wood cutouts at Dollar Tree. I was so excited. And I'm going to paint this apothecary. This dries down to be such a gorgeous color. I love adding the little pops of this color. Then taking some more Sure Bonder, I apply it to the metal pumpkin here, and so cute. All right, Now I'm going to take this pumpkin ribbon from Dollar Tree. I create a 2-loop finger bow, pull that tight, and then I will attach it to the base of our stem. And that is all for this one. And this one is seriously like, it's cute. Like, it is so cutesy. I love that pop of the Apothecary DIY paint for Farm Fresh. It just really makes it stand out. And I love it. And it was super easy to make, which is even better. All right, you guys. So for this next DIY, we're going to use this Dollar Tree sign. I went ahead and I sanded all the glitter off. I took the little foam pieces off as well. I'm going to go ahead and cover, am I going to cover the back? Yeah, cover the back with some of the contact paper again so that we don't see this. Unless you want a double-sided sign, then you do you, boo. All right, now taking Pumpkin by Waverly, I'm going to do one messy coat on the front of this. We will go ahead and let it dry. Then we are going to take some ribbon. So these are from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use the sparkly leaf ribbon right here. I'm going to attach it over the holes in our sign. So this is a great way to get those covered up. So be mindful when you're making this not to put the holes on the other side. And I'm going to glue those. Then we're going to take some twine. We're going to wrap that around I was going to say the middle. There's going to be another piece of ribbon on the other side. That's where I'm getting. So I just wrap this around just in like different places, spaces. And you guys, I feel like I'm turning into a hot mess by the end of this video. Shocker. All right. Then we're going to get a second piece. Oh gosh, here we go. All right. So now we're taking a piece of twine. We're going to use that so that if you wanted to, you could hang the sign or you could just prop it up somewhere. That works too. All right. So after I attach that, I am going to double up some leaves that were in my stash. I'll attach that to the sign. Use the base. We're going to get a pumpkin. Again, this is all just random pieces that I've found in my buckets. A flower, we'll attach that to the side. I was going to just leave the pumpkin, but I was like, nah, I'll be extra. So then I go over to my Cricut and I go into the images. I found this beautiful image and I was like, this is so fitting. And again, I think I got inspiration off Pinterest and it said like thankful or something. And I was like, no, not vibing that. So I went over to my Cricut, found this, and I was like, yes, this is so my style. And it says, be obsessively grateful. I think I need to make this as a t-shirt because it couldn't be more true, especially right now. So I'm going to go ahead and peel that back, and I got myself a super cute personalized fall sign. And you guys, I know this video is long, so thank you if you are still here with me. I appreciate you guys so much. I hope you got super inspired by these back to basic fall home decor pieces, and let me know down in the comments which one's your favorite. And don't. Okay, so for our first do-it-yourself project, we're using these glass jars from Dollar Tree. I did spray paint them with a coat of clear Rust-Oleum spray. And then I'm using these DIY paints that were sent to me by Upcycled by Bree, and I am so excited to use them and to share my thoughts on them. So channeling my inner Bree, she always says to put the paint in a different like container so you're not contaminating your jar. So that is what I do here. I'm just taking a chippy brush, and y'all, this paint is so thick. It is a clay-based paint. So we use the chalk paint, or at least I think I do, or we do, because of the matte finish it gives, which I love. Well, this right here, this clay-based paint gives you like a true matte finish. I can't wait for you guys to see it. So anywho, I'm going to go ahead and do 2 coats of this paint, which is Farm Fresh, and then also the cake batter. So I'm going to show you a clip right here. As it starts drying, the color actually lightens up substantially. So right here, look at this. It is so beautiful. And keep in mind, if you wanted it darker, you could add a wax to it and it'll darken up the color as well. So now here's cake batter. Cake batter is like a gorgeous, buttery sunshine yellow. I loved it. These are officially my fall colors for sure. So there we go. Sorry, I don't know why that clip was like that, but that's how it looks as it starts drying down. Then as those, oh, sorry. Now just showing you, this is the second coat of paint, and y'all, I had no problems with the paint, the like first layer lifting up, which always happens using Waverly. And then for the top of our jars, I'm painting them with Truffle by Waverly. I also sprayed these with clear spray by Rust-Oleum. That way we don't have that streakiness that tends to happen when you're painting over metal. It gives something for the paint to bond to. So we're going to cover all three. Yes, three. I ended up painting another jar orange. And then once we are done with that, we are going to use our white wax. So she sent me, Brie also sent me the DIY wax, and y'all know I just found wax for the first time like a week ago, and I'm obsessed with it. This product is like a whipped, buttery, I don't know how to explain it. It's so soft. It is a bright, true white. And she had suggested just using a good old-fashioned chippy brush to apply this. She also suggested to work in smaller sections, so I listened to her, and I can't wait to show you the look you're going to get. So I started in smaller sections, brushing it on, then using a paper towel, which I think you're supposed to use a lint-free cloth, but okay, so you can see right here, it gives you like this frosty look. You can see all of that texture coming through it, or you can even do kind of like a dry brush with this wax as well. And y'all, this is, if you've ever used the Waverly wax is very liquidy. This is not like that at all. It is, like I said, fluffy, kind of a buttery texture. And I love the way it came out. It didn't feel greasy or anything. And for a smaller project like this, it dried very, very fast. And oh, I did want to point out, after I was done painting these, I did spray them with a clear coat of Rust-Oleum as well. So after I'm done with that one, I'm going to do the same thing with the cake batter one, and then also the orange one that I ended up making as well. So I just did the same thing for the lid, waxed it, wiped it down. Now we're going to add our accessories to this. So I am going to take a little branch. These are from Dollar Tree. My thick Star Bond adhesive. This works perfect with metal. I wasn't going to chance hot glue because I didn't know if I wanted to keep it yet or if I wanted to put it in my booth. So I also grabbed some Spanish moss. I'm going to get some hot glue. We are going to put some hot glue underneath that, press it down. Imagine if you forgot to do this and somebody picked it up like at your booth or wherever and just everything fell off. Embarrassing. All right, so I finished that up. Now I'm going to take some raffia and we're going to make a finger bow. I don't think I've ever made a finger bow with raffia, but it worked just as it should. I will leave the link for you down in my description box of my bow tutorial. Y'all, once you figure out how to do a finger bow, it just is an easy bow. It's a great addition to add a little bit of detail, and I love how it turned out. So I'm going to do the same accessories for all of the pumpkins. I just hot glued that to the base of our stem, and look at how beautiful these turned out. These are my colors for sure. We have our traditional orange, that's Pumpkin by Waverly, by the way. And then we have this beautiful cake batter yellow and our Farm Fresh. I love the way these turned out. Let me know what you think down in the comments. This next one is 110% inspired by Julie's Signs and Designs. Hashtag I'll be, because I've been binge watching her. Okay, so you guys, all of this was, well, all of the wood was free. Found it on the side of the road from Facebook Marketplace. Spindles I found at the market where my booth is. And you guys, this came out so amazing. So these are, the sizes are going to depend on your spindle size. So keep that in mind. I can leave you the measurements, but it's going to depend on whatever spindle you choose to use. So right here, if you see the piece of wood that's closest to you, that's going to be our bottom. And I measured that against the spindle I'm going to be using to determine the size
of my spindle box. So me making wood signs, I feel like there was like a way to do this almost like making a sign. But then I ended up going back to how Julie showed how she did it in the video, which was saving the bottom of the box for last. So do you see, I really had to think about that. So I have the sides up, and then I'm going to panel these sides because this is like barnwood fencing. It was really thin, so I had to double it up. Now you can see I'm using my nail gun. I forgot to put wood glue on these, so I will do that in the future. And y'all, if you are afraid of power tools, do not be. Learn how to use them correctly, and I promise they will take your projects to the next level. I can't say that enough. They're worth trying to learn how to use. So you can see I just attached those to the side. It's already coming together. If you guys want a full tutorial on like how I cut this, sized it, please let me know and I can do that because I will definitely be making more of these in the future. And I love this. Thank you, Julie, so much for the inspiration. She's just so full of so many ideas. I'll leave her link down in the description box for you guys so you can check out her channel. Okay, so we got the bottom in there and it fits almost perfectly. It's a little wiggly, but that's okay because you can always change out your nails to be longer, which I didn't have to do. So I just nailed those on each side. Now we're gonna take our spindle. Now this is where it's like your measurements aren't always right because I measured the bottom based off the spindle, yet the spindle didn't fit in there. So I had to take it to the garage, cut it down just a little bit. Look at how beautiful that spindle is. So your girl Julie is cray cray, and she uses like these thin spindles and shoots nails through them, and I was too scared to do that. So I chose the spindle because of its thickness. I thought I would have more of what was I gonna say? More of a chance of hitting the nail in the spindle if it was thicker. So as you can see, it like went in there exactly where I needed it to. I'm gonna take this nail gun. I am so scared right now. Did you see my face? I was like, ah, it didn't go through the wood, yay. And then I'm gonna do the same thing to the opposite side. I'm gonna put a few more nails in there just to make sure it's nice and secure. And do you see that? I'm like, yay. Okay. So now I'm taking some floral foam by Dollar Tree. I'm not going to hot glue these to the bottom, and I chose to do it that way because whether I choose to keep it or sell it, I wanted people to have the option of taking the foam out if they wanted to put glass jars in there or roll up some, you know, like washcloths or whatever it may be. They would have that option to change it up according to their decor. So I am putting 3 blocks in here. I'm going to be taking picks from Dollar Tree, which were from last year. And then these, I think they called them mixed berry like bundles from Walmart. Y'all don't skip out on Walmart for florals because they're very affordable and I think they're great. Meet my ladybug. You can find her on my Amazon link down in the description box. Her name's Vivian. I don't know. I just made that up right now. I think because Everly said her baby doll's new name was Vivian. Okay. Vivian reminds me of Pretty Woman. Okay. Anyways, now we're going to play around with it. This is what's fun about florals is nothing is permanent with floral foam. So you can take it out. You can move it around. I chose to do these, put these picks in here. I actually take off those leaves because they definitely don't go with the greenery. And I used, like I said, 2 of the bundles from Walmart and then 3 of the picks from Dollar Tree. I love these neutrals with the barnwood, and y'all check out how this came out. I love this. I love the natural wood color. I love that there's a story to it. There's character. I love the neutrals because, I mean, you can just take out those picks and change them accordingly. So let me know if you're going to try to make this and love it. All right, you guys, our next project, I'm using 2 barnwood pieces. Again, free. I stalk Facebook Marketplace looking for free wood to pick up. So utilize it. So you guys, I'm going to show you on my Cricut, my maker, how to slice in your design studio.
So let's go over to our Cricut machine, and here we go. So I already picked out a pumpkin from the design access. I typed out my word. I'm going to put it over my pumpkin. Now I'm going to highlight the pumpkin and the text. We're going to go over to slice on the bottom right. And now your word is going to be cut out of your pumpkin. So you erase your word. We don't need that. Now you'll see when I put it against the black. Now when this cuts, you could either weed out thankful and all the dots, or we can weed out the pumpkin, which is what I do, and leave the dots and the text. So I'm going to show you that one more time, starting from me typing this out. Okay, so right here we have our pumpkin. We're typing out blessed. Now Cricut has gone a lot better, because before, remember, you had to completely piece the cursive together. Now a lot of the fonts come and you don't have to move them around. This one, I wanted to move them just a tad bit closer, so I ungrouped them, moved them where I wanted, highlighted, grouped them together, then welded. Now I'm going to move this back over my pumpkin. I already have the pumpkin to the size I want. Place your letters or your word. We're going to highlight this. Highlight all of it, and we are going to press that slice button again. And here we go. Now we have it cut out of our pumpkins. We are going to go ahead and cut that with our Maker Cricut machine, and now we will bring it back over to our wood. So for this project, I am using permanent vinyl. The reason I'm using permanent is it has a strong adhesive, and when I am using this barnwood, it is super textured. It still is dirty no matter if I sanded and cleaned it or not, and I knew that it would adhere to this wood without any issues. So that is why I'm using permanent vinyl on this. So we are going to place our forever and then our pumpkins down. Now you guys, I do have to say, I know not everybody has a machine. I'm going to link Deidre from my Upcycled Life. She does a lot of wording on wood and stuff like that, and she shows you all different ways of putting text and stuff like that on surfaces without using machines. So I'm going to link her down below in my description box for you. But I will say, if you are somebody that creates a lot, this is worth having. They go on sale pretty darn often, and it just makes my life a lot easier, to be honest, especially since I'm creating every single day, to be able to go over to my machine and have the option of just picking designs out, being able to cut lettering since my handwriting is not great. It is a great tool to add to your arsenal. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Okay. So anyways, you guys, I am taking my stencil brush from Dollar Tree, stippling on white paint. I'm just doing one layer. Can I just say it bothers me that I did not put blessed in the middle? Like, I don't like that, the thankful, grateful are next. I don't know. Anyways, we are going to take off our vinyl. This came out so good. I mean, there were some bleeds, but come on, this is a textured piece of barnwood. It was going to happen. I'm not going to put you through the pain of watching me weed this, because those little dots took me forever. Okay. Now we're going to we're going to take the wood glue from Dollar Tree. Works just as good as Gorilla Glue, y'all. Yeah, should have started that face down. Then taking some other scrap pieces of wood, I'm going to put those on the side. And then we are going to grab our nail gun again. So you guys, if you don't have a nail gun, if you're making these for yourself, for your home, wood glue, let me tell you, it dries like concrete. It ain't going nowhere. But if you are selling it, I highly recommend that you secure it with a nail gun, or just a hammer and nails does the job too. All right, now we're going to take our twine. I'm going to double knot that up, staple it to the top of our sign. You could also use sawtooth hangers or D-hooks, or command strips are an option as well. And that is all for this beautiful Cricut project. And look at how clean that looks. Come on. And rustic. It's a nice neutral. It's going to go with so many people's decor. I'm going to list this in my booth for $26.95, and I got the wood for free. Okay. So this one, you guys, again, just using scrap wood. These were actually the baseboards we used in our master bedroom bathroom. And I just cut the scrap pieces all down to the same size. And after I'm done cleaning it, I am going to put a base coat of Hazelnut by Waverly on each and every one of them, the front, the back, the sides. I wanted a brown contrasting color, but I ran out of, what is it? Truffle it is. All right. So after we're done doing that, we are going to go with our stencils, decals, whatever you want to call them. And I want to know, this is another reason why I love Cricut, because there's no guesswork in it. When I am using my stencil vinyl, all I have to click for materials is stencil vinyl, and it does all the work for me. It adjusts the speed, the depth of the blade, all of that stuff, versus other machines, which you have to figure out the force, the depth, the speed. This is easy peasy, and that's what I love about it. I don't have to, you know, work hard to get the machine to work. So anywho, we're going to apply these on here. And the reason I chose to use the Aura Mask stencil vinyl is because we are putting this on top of paint. And if you were to use permanent, you're going to pull that paint up. All right, so now we're going to try the candle distressing method again. If you guys did not see my cottage core video, I will link that down in the description box for you. So I've never tried this on top of vinyl. You could see I rubbed it all over the place. I applied my paint here. We're going to do it front, back, sides, all of that goodness. And I just wanted to see how it would work, like just over vinyl. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, now here's our Farm Fresh. We are going to use the same colors that we've been using, which are now my new fall colors. This is like my fall palette. Don't I sound fancy? We all know that I'm not fancy, so we know that's a lie. Okay. So I wanted to show you the difference in these two colors, the DIY paint versus the Waverly, because the Waverly one, the pumpkins, is completely dry, okay? Look at the matte difference in these. Blown away, no comparison, love it. Okay, so as I'm weeding this, you guys, I notice that wherever the candle had hit the vinyl on the sides, it left like a waxy residue. I don't know if you could see it on your screens, but it's kind of like a white film. And I told myself, all right, let's just use our packing tape method first, and then we'll see where we need to go. So for this candle method, you guys, you're putting the candle, applying paint, allowing it to dry, then you're taking your packing tape, and then you're going to put it over, rub it down. Now, wherever that candle wax was, wherever you pull up the tape, that's where your paint is going to pull up at. So for this one, I don't think I used enough candle wax. If you watch the cottage core video, the frame I did, oh my gosh, beautiful. So here, to get rid of that waxy residue, I just used a rough sanding block, went over it, it came right off, looks stunning. So we are going to do the same thing with our, I don't know what's next, you guys. Okay, here we go. With our Farm Fresh apple cider one. And again, using the packing tape, I am taking my scraper tool and just kind of really trying to get down on it. And you'll see what kind of distressing effect it gave this. I should have put in the frame just so you could see the difference. No, go watch the video, y'all. Jeez, if you want to go see how it came out, watch the video. All right, so I pulled that off. I do clear all of these with the Rust-Oleum Clear Matte Spray Paint. All of my projects, I've been using that. And then again, sanding it down, and these came out so beautiful. Do you see that? Just that little bit of, you know, rustic touch. I love how all of the colors go together. And you guys, thank you so much for watching this and spending your time with me. Make sure to go to upcycledbybrie.com to check out these DIY paints. I definitely
all right, you guys, so this is the fall mega video. If you have been on my channel for a while, I love doing these mega videos coming into like a new season so that you can get inspired. You can see past DIYs. If you're new to my channel, maybe they're DIYs that you have not seen before, and I just feel like it really gets us started and excited for what's to come. So I really hope you're enjoying these, and you guys know, if you're digging me, if you're digging the DIYs and the channel, make sure to like and make sure to subscribe and make sure to leave me a comment letting me know if you're excited for fall DIYs, new fall DIYs. Also, make sure to check the links down in the description box. I have a Facebook group, TikTok, Instagram. We have an Amazon store link, so there's tons to check out down there. And you guys, I will stop talking and let's get back into these DIYs.
Okay, so for this one, I think it's 32 beads we're gonna use. I could be wrong. Anyways, we're gonna take 6 of them. We're gonna put those in one container. Then we're going to take the remainder of these beads and we are going to put them in this second container that we have here from Dollar Tree. All right, so now we're going to paint them. I am going to put some antique wax in there, pour a little bit of water, close the lid. I'm going to shake those up and coat all of those beads up. I was inspired to do this beaded garland from watching Deidre from our Upcycled Life. I will leave her video down in the description box for y'all to check out. Now I'm just going to pour those out. I'm going to dry them right there, easy peasy. They dry very quickly. And then after those are dry, we're going to get our 6 beads. I'm going to spritz them with some water. Then I am going to take Pumpkin by Waverly. I am going to coat those, and then I'm going to grab my heat gun, and we are going to just dry those right in the container. It makes this so much easier, and with chalk paint, you could just wash the bowl underneath the sink, and it comes right out. So after we're done with that, we're going to start stringing these together. I lied. Now we are going to use this technique, which I love. So I'm kind of smearing the white chalk paint on the bottom. This is a super light coat of paint, you guys. And then I'm going to take our stained beads, drop them in there, shake it around, and look at that. They look like this white concrete. Oh my gosh. I don't know. They're gorgeous. Thank you, Deidre, for doing the video on painted wood beads because I love them. So again, I just leave them in the container. I am drying them there. They dry super quick. After I'm done with that, we are going to start our tassel. So I'm taking my tassel, our twine, I should say. I'm wrapping it around 15 times. We'll take that off. Then I'm going to take another piece of twine. I'm going to go about 1 inch down, tie that. We're going to double knot that there. Easy peasy. Now I'm going to take a leather tag. I got these from Hobby Lobby, and we are going to attach that to our tassel right here. So I'm going to string the twine through, put that leather tag on. I'm going to double knot that. So now it is a part of our beaded garland. Easy peasy. Now I'm going to take the part that we tied down here, and I'm going to wrap that twine around just to make it look a little bit more finished. Now we are going to add our beads. So I am going to start with 3 of the white beads, are like little, oh, these came out so beautiful. We're going to do 3 of the white beads, then 3 of our pumpkin colored beads, and we are then going to string the rest on, making sure we duplicate the 6 end beads on the other side. But y'all, this is just inspiration. You do you, and you do this exactly how you feel meets your decor. All right, so after we're done with that, we're taking our second tassel that we made off camera, and I am going to loop that through. We are going to triple knot this at the very end of our last bead, and y'all, that is it for this beaded garland. I am so happy with the way it came out. It seriously looks like I bought this at Kirkland's for a lot more than I made it for. Look at how gorgeous those stained and white chalk paint beads look. I mean, let me know if you are going to be trying to make this for your fall decor or just everyday decor. So this next DIY, super easy, you guys. We're going to make a book stack. I got these at a garage sale for 50 cents. Now, these must have been super old because when I ripped the covers off of it, the actual binding part went like straight down to the glue. So there was one where there was like actually paper still left on it, but the other two definitely were just glue. All right, so then we're going to take the top of our book stack. I'm going to take this scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby. I press down around all of the edges so I know where to cut my scrapbook paper. And I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors. I'm going to try and find the line. The light was shining so bright I couldn't find the line, and it was really tripping me up here. Okay, so now I'm going to take the jumbo glue stick from Dollar Tree, and y'all, you want to put a healthy coat on this and make sure you get those corners really well, the edges very well, and you are then going to take your scrapbook paper, stick that on, rub it real good. Again, I will touch up those corners right here because I do not want those bending up. Now we're going to stack our books on top of each other. So I'm using just regular hot glue. I am making sure they're pressed down and attached to each other very well. Make sure to wipe any excess hot glue that might come out the sides. Here we go. There's our second one. Super easy, and book stacks are just so beautiful. All right, after we're done with that, I'm going to grab some plaster. Now, I would have just kept it as is if all the bindings would have looked like that top one. But since they went down to the glue, I had to paint it to cover it up. So I'm going to go ahead and paint all 3 of the book bindings. Let that dry up. Now I'm going to take my twine from Dollar Tree, and I chose to wrap it around this way. You can do the other way, but I like seeing the bindings of the books all the way. So I'm just going to wrap this around multiple times. You could also use different colors. You can use ribbons, lace. Possibilities are endless. All right, now I'm taking some greenery that I just ripped off some of my garland, and I'm going to double knot that here, and then we are going to move on to our words on the side of our binding. So I'm going to take the Dollar Tree rub-on transfers. These worked so great. Sorry about that beep there. And these are so easy to work with, you guys. You seriously just put them down. You need to get something like a debit card or, library card, rub it on down. And if it doesn't fully come up, you just lay the clear part right back down and rub a little bit more, and they will come off. You do not need to seal them with Mod Podge, although you can, and they'll be fine. But I did not seal them with anything. They stay, they don't flake off. And you can also use vinyl, your own penmanship. There's tons of things that you can do with these, you guys, but I really love how this came out. I hope it inspires you to maybe grab some books next time you're at the garage, at a garage sale or a thrift store. I love them. And you guys know me, I love my books. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know if it inspires you to get some scrapbook paper and books and get going on this. I love it. All right, so these, you guys, I got at Dollar General. They were 50% off, so they were only $2.50. But I knew I needed to dress it up. So I take all the stickers off of this. I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to grab Plaster by Waverly, a chip brush. We are going to coat the entire bottom of this container with the chalk paint. We're only doing 1 coat of this. I won't put you through the torture of watching me paint like the entire thing, just half of the thing. Okay, so after we are done with that, I am going to take this, it's kind of like a cream color twine. It's from Wally World, and maybe I do make you watch all of this, you guys. Yeah, I do. Okay, sorry. So my editing skills still, are just like subpar. Like they're not that great. All right. So I'm going to also make you watch me dry this too, because I am the best editor like ever in the face of YouTube. Okay. All right. So, and you guys, I did add this heat gun to my Amazon store link. I know a couple of you had, wanted to look at it because it's a multi-temp heat gun, so it goes cool, or you can do hot on it. Okay, so now here we go. Now I am taking antique wax, and I am using this to do rust on the bottom. However, it kept blending into the paint color, maybe because I was using the paintbrush with the same paint color on it. Okay, girl, you great. Okay, so then I take Burnt Umber by Apple Barrel and a clean paintbrush and go over the bottom again, and this gives me the rust look I was trying to achieve. And of course I'm not doing like straight lines or anything, I just want it to be very organic and kind of a little all over the place here. So I do that to the bottom, I let that dry. Now I'm going to take the cream color twine from Walmart and I am going to wrap that around the top of the container, I think like 3 times. Then taking another one of the leather tags, these are from Hobby Lobby, all their fall stuff is 40% off right now. We are just using the tag. I'm going to double knot that, and then we are going to add our florals. So for this one, I decided to use some lamb's ear. The 2 picks are $2 at Walmart. Then I'm going to take, I think these are foxtails. I don't know what they're called, from Dollar Tree. And I at first cut them down, but then they're too short. So I leave them on the, like the stem, but I cut all of the leaves off. I did not like the color of the leaves compared to the lamb's ear. So I just cut those right off, stick those in there. Then I find a random pumpkin from last year and I stick that on in there. Need the right stem length though. There we go. And then I do a second one. So I did get 2 of these. With the second one, I'm going to paint this one with celery in Waverly. And I'm going to do the same rust bottom on this as well. And I am also going to be taking the twine again. This color is perfect. Again, I got this at Walmart. Don't remember the price though, but I knew, sorry, Hank sees someone. And I'm going to double knot that, attach our tag to it. And for this one, I'm going, sorry you guys, I am going to add some lamb's ear. I am also going to add these white velvet pumpkins from Dollar Tree and then these foxtails, but this time I do take them off the stem and I add them randomly within the floral arrangement. Now, I didn't use any foam or anything with these because they stayed in there pretty securely, and I wanted people to be able to take them out and, you know, change them with the seasons. But I really love how these came out. I think they, the like little leather tag added so much to these pieces, and I hope you guys enjoy them. Sorry again about Hank. So for this one, I found the most perfect bundt cake pan at the thrift store. It was 50% off, so it was only $1.50. And can you see that color? It is pure perfection. And we are going to just take the stickers off. We are going to clean this baby up, and then we are going to do the easiest little thrift flip ever. So I am going to take some of the burlap ribbon from Dollar Tree here. I just doubled it up. I'm going to feed it through the hole. There we go. Feed it into itself. And then we are going to leave it just like this for now. I didn't really know where I was going with it, but we just leave it. Then I find some of this ribbon from last fall from Dollar Tree. Not sure if they have it again this year, but it was seriously the most perfect color for this pan. So I cut 2 pieces off initially because I thought I was going to have like a 2-looped bow, but we decided against that. So then I take some of the green raffia. This is from Dollar Tree. They have this color, and then they have like another green color this year. And if you guys watched my last video, you guys know that I love tearing these apart and making them thinner. I don't know why. I just think that looks better. So I'm going to get a bunch of the green, and then I am going to just basically loop it. Yeah, I didn't explain that very well, did I? All right, anyways, we're going to take another piece of raffia. We're going to tie that right in the middle so that we kind of create a little bow here. Then I am going to take this ribbon. Now again, I thought I was going to do 2 loops, but I end up doing just 1. And so here we go. I just do 1 loop, and then I put the green raffia behind it, and I put our zip tie. I love using zip ties to make bows because you have more flexibility of like moving it if it's not even. But after that, I feel like it needs like a little bit more fluff. So I then grab the like cream colored neutral, whatever it's called, raffia. And I am going to take that and I am going to put it behind the green raffia here. I'm going to go ahead and keep it long. And then I'm going to take, don't throw anything away. This is the leather like piece from our tags that we've been using in this video. And I'm going to wrap that around, and that is going to cover our zip tie. It matches the bow perfectly. I just love how it all looks together. So don't throw anything out, you guys. We can use everything. Okay. I don't know why I said I like that. That was weird. Okay. Anyways, so now I didn't initially want to put the hot glue directly on the bump pan, but I had to do that. But we all know hot glue, metal, I'm sure we could take it off in the future if someone actually wanted the pan itself. But I attach that, and then I do cut these raffia strands down. Now I'm taking that burlap ribbon, I glue them both together. I'm going to cut the top off. This kind of gave me like the stem of the pumpkin vibe. You know, yeah, picking up what I'm putting down? All right, then I'm going to take twine. I am going to just loop it around, tighten a knot on the bottom, and then I am going to hot glue it to the back right here. And this is going to become our hanger. And you guys, I love how this turned out. I'm sure someone has a blunt pan out there. Maybe it'll inspire you to go to the thrift store or garage sale this weekend. I just can't help. Like, this color was absolute perfection. I hope you guys love it as much as I do.
I'm also going to concrete these out. So I already like sprayed them. And they're the ones, you know, with the trinkets on top. Or trinkets. They're the ones with the tops on them for like trinket boxes. So I think I'm gonna concrete these just like gray. Might do a different color for these. Maybe just like an orange or something, just to be a little bit more traditional. And then I'm melting the candles from Dollar Tree. And since they don't have a scent to them, I thought maybe, these are like the wax melts from Walmart. I was like maybe cutting these up and like putting chunks in the wax like around so that it gives off like a really pretty smell. I don't know, but I guess we'll see. So I haven't like done obviously the cementing to them, but here they are. So like I just, first off, don't ever use a small pot to melt a tall candle because that took me forever. But as you can see, doesn't that look so yummy? Oh my gosh. And then this one, my poor green one. Oh well, it's, you know, I don't know. Maybe somebody will be like, oh, whatever, it's handmade. Hank, say hi. Oh, you're a mess, bro. You're a mess.
Okay, so here is our candle. Voila. Again, I heated the Dollar Tree candles. I poured the melted wax into these trinket containers. I used the wick from those candles. And then as it was stiffening up is when I cut the warmer or the wax melts and then place them in the candles. So now we're doing our concrete finish. I decided to show you this again because last week I didn't choose the best color to show you. So I'm using DIY paint and Farm Fresh. I'm doing a 50-50 ratio to baking soda and paints, and I'm using a chip brush. As I've mentioned before, I truly feel like the cement, the faux cement, does so much better with the chip brush. Now, you are just trying your first coat, you're just covering it up. You just want to get some coverage on there. It doesn't have to cover everything. It doesn't have to look like cement yet. That is going to come with your second coat. So as you can see right here, see how it's not like totally covering it up. It doesn't look like cement, but I will show you on the second coat how it starts looking like cement and forming that texture for you. This paint, you guys, I will leave the link for Bree's website down in the description box for you. It has seriously, it is such a stunning color. I also made this in cake batter as well. So you can see, look at how dark it is, but then it dries down to this beautiful like bluish green color. So anywho, taking that chip brush, you can see I'm stippling this paint on here. This is what is going to give you that faux concrete look. It's what's going to give you your texture. And remember, the more baking soda you put in, the more texture you're going to have on there. So I continue to do this for the lid, and then of course I finish off the bottom as well. And then once that dries up, I'm going to take the DIY white wax. I'm going to take another chip brush, and we are going to dry brush over this. So I'm not applying the wax and wiping it off. I am simply dry brushing over this. Now, keep in mind too, when you apply wax, that is your sealer. You're not going to apply wax and then go and put the Rust-Oleum clear coat on this. Your wax in this case is your sealer to seal in that paint and that concrete finish. So after you are done with this, just go ahead and let it cure overnight and you are good to go. I actually made these in gray and then cake batter, but I am only showing you the farm fresh version today. And you guys, look at how gorgeous this candle turned out. I think that it looks very upscale and it smells amazing. Don't know if it burns amazing, but it smells amazing.
We're going to do 2 wood rounds today. I'm doing 2 because I want one for my home, and then I need to replace the ones that have sold out of my booth. So I'm just going to show you like the staining step for one of them, and then I'll show you how I lay the graphics and the whatever I put up here. Now this gets asked all the time. I get my wood rounds from Home Depot. They are the cheapest, and that's only when they're in stock. If they're not in stock, I simply don't buy them. I personally do not like the thin wood rounds. So I wait until they come back in stock, and when they do, I will buy like 5 or 6 depending on what ideas I have going on. So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start off by staining these. I'm going to go ahead and cut my microfiber cloth into some little squares. You could get these at Walmart. You could get them on bulk at Amazon. Doesn't matter. I am going to use dark walnut for one and Jacobian for the other. I will give you a side-by-side so you can see the difference. When staining, I always go with the grain of the wood for the most part. Now, the trick is don't oversaturate your wood. That is going to take it forever to dry. Just dip your microfiber cloth in there, spread it around. It like is getting, pushed into that wood. The wood's absorbing it. So I'm going to go ahead and do the front. You're going to do the back, and then you are also going to do the sides. Now, I like to keep my wood I like to dry mine overnight. So I try to at least give it 24 hours to dry before I move on to painting my design on here. So make sure too, I did pre-sand this. I sanded it with 80 grit sandpaper and then 220. It should be like buttery soft, y'all. Like you should be able to run your hand over it and it should be soft. So now I'm taking my decal that I made with my Cricut. And right here, I want the I hope you brought underneath the tape line. This is the part that I want painted. So I'm just kind of trying to eyeball where I need to put my tape at this point. And now we're going to move on to paints. And right here, I am using Pumpkin by Waverly. I am using my mini roller. You guys see me use this all the time in my wood round videos. It's my favorite. And we are going to do 2 coats of this paint. Now, make sure you let it dry in between coats. Then our favorite part right here, y'all, is taking that painter's tape off and seeing that amazing crisp line. Oh my goodness. Look at how gorgeous that is. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the second one. This is going to be the one that I will be keeping for myself. So I'm using my 233 Plus Scotch painter's tape. Again, all of the supplies will be listed down in my description box. I am making sure it's adhered to the wood very well. Then I'm going to take, this is Apothecary from DIY Paints. I get it from upcycledbybrie.com. I will leave her link down below. So at first I thought it only needed one coat because as I'm applying it and then as I dry it, it shows a little bit of the wood grain. And y'all know I love my wood grain. So I was like, you know what? It's fine. Well, I wish I would have put 2 coats on it. So just put it out there. If you do have DIY paint, just go for the 2 coats, not 1. It is full coverage, but like, see how beautiful it was looking? I was like, yes, this is looking good. But once it like settled in, it kind of looked more blotchy than anything. So I wish I would have put 2 coats on it. And you see how this dries down. This color is so stunning. It's so matte. I love it. Okay, so after that's done drying, the favorite part. Okay, so on the left we have Jacobean. On the right we have dark walnut. Now for me, Jacobean has more of, I want to say, I don't think it's an undertone, but black undertone. And then dark walnut has more of a red undertone. So I like using Jacobean more than dark walnut, to be honest. All right, so now I'm going to get my linen white by Rust-Oleum. This is like my tried and true, so I'll probably never step away from it. I know it works, so that's what I go with. Now I'm going to take my stencil. I made this with Aura Mask 813 stencil vinyl, and then I am using vinyl ease for my transfer tape. Sorry. And again, all of this on my Amazon store link down in the description box. So I'm going to go ahead and play around with placement. Sorry, I always feel the need to stand when I'm making these. So that's why my head's going to be in here quite often. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to play around with placement first. Then I'm going to smooth that on down very, very well. Get my scraper, whatever these things are called. And then I'm going to peel back my vinyl ease. Make sure all of that's adhered to my wood. Now, when I am applying this white, you guys, the most important thing is you should not be putting any pressure on this roller whatsoever. I am literally, it's almost like I'm hovering it above the wood. I am not applying any pressure at all. The more pressure you put, the more chances you are of pushing that paint under your vinyl. So I'm going to dry this in between coats with cold air. And then we're going to take our stencil vinyl off. So as you're pulling this off, I have my chippy brush set to the side because any of those little flakes that come off from the chalk paint, if you happen to smear that, y'all, it's like smearing paint. It ain't gonna come off. So I'm gonna go ahead and weed everything out, and then we are going to move on to the other wood round. And for this one, I put Hey There Pumpkin. I will try to remember to leave all of the fonts. These are Cricut fonts down in the description box. And again, I'm using just the vinyl ease, same transfer tape, all of that good stuff. So we're gonna remove it, and then we are going to paint it. Now, people always ask me why I use chalk paint. Seriously, I have tried every single paint. This is just what works for me, what I find less bleeds with. And if it ain't broken, don't fix it. So I just do my thing with chalk paint all the time. This is my first time using DIY paint on this though, and I really like it. So again, I'm gonna take that roller. I just got this roller. It's like a mini roller from Menards. And I'm gonna apply my white paint. I do 2 coats with my white paint because obviously there's 2 different colors going on, a dark wood and then this light green. So in order to make the match, I need 2 layers of this white paint so that it looks like it's the same color. So again, we're going to dry that in between coats. I'll do my second layer. So, and then I have a multi-temp heat gun that goes cold. My girlfriend bought it for me and it's absolutely amazing. You don't want to apply heat to your chalk paint because it will crackle the chalk paint. All right, so after we're all done with this, I am now going to clear it. So I tried this. This is actually for like furniture so you don't leave streaks when you're clearing it. But I don't know if it's because this is Helmsman and Helmsman is thicker than polyacrylic. but no. It looks good right here looking at it, but it was like it was grabbing onto it and it felt gummy. So I just went back to my tried and true, just chippy brush. I'm applying the Helmsman. This is water-based Helmsman. Water-based, okay? If you use oil-based, it is going to turn all of that white yellow. So water-based Helmsman, the sign's going outside. You want to protect it from the elements. Polyacrylic is not going to do that. Polyacrylic is for indoor use. Read the cans, you will see. So I do a coat in the front, coat on the sides, coat on the back. You are going to do 2 coats, 3, depending on what kind of weather you live in, or if this is going to be like directly out in the elements. For me, we do have an overhang and we do have a storm door. I would probably, if you didn't have either of those, put at least 3 coats of Helmsman on to protect the sign. For me, I am all about, if I'm going to like ask $55 for a wood sign, then I want these wood signs to last my customers years from now. That's a lot of money and I want it to last. So after these dry, after we do the 2 coats, we're then going to do D-hooks. Again, sorry about my big head, but these are D-hooks again in my Amazon store. Now I've come to the point where I could kind of just eyeball it, but it's usually about like 3 inches down and like 2 inches in on each side. But again, you guys can eyeball that. It doesn't have to be an exact. Now I'm taking the wired jute cord. This is from Dollar Tree, you guys, and it's my new favorite. I used to use burlap ribbon. Nah, this is my favorite now. So after I'm done with that, we are going to go ahead and accessorize. So I'm taking, I don't know why, I was totally feeling the black and white ribbon. I did it for both of them. These are going to be 19-inch strips. At first I start with 3. I don't think I use all 3 of them. Maybe I do. I think I do. I don't know. All right. No, I only use 2. Okay. So 19-inch strips. I hot glue all of the ends together. You will also cut about 5 to 6 inch strip, and that's going to be what's going to essentially be our middle. You can see right here. Now I'm taking this burlap. That's going to kind of be like the tail of our bow, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So at first I play around with it. I thought I wanted 3 of them, and then I was like, nah, nope, not feeling that. So I end up taking the middle one out. You'll see right here. See how like the back, I loved that burlap back there. It looks so cute. Okay, so now we're just going to do 2 strips here. We're going to take that burlap in the back, this one, and then we just take a zip tie. I'm going to take my little, well, now I'm going to make it my 6-inch strip, and you essentially make like a cylinder out of it. This is what's going to be the middle part of our bow. And I have found, especially lately, that the less I put, like the less I accessorize it, the better they sell. And I don't know if that's because it becomes more personalized when you're using greenery and stuff like that, but the wood rounds that I've been selling lately are like minimal. So then I take my heavy duty Velcro. I'm going to place that on the back. Now, a lot of people have asked, like, doesn't that fall off, this and that? No, I have had the Stay a While wood rounds on my door since I made it and have had no issues in the Kansas heat. I also like to have the option that if I'm going to put this sign and I'm going to spend the money and I want it till next year, what if I'm like not feeling this vibe next year for this bow? I want to be able to change that out. So that is why I've started using the bow the Velcro instead of E6000. So to be honest, you guys, I record from my phone and my phone's storage ran out. So you're not going to see the entire thing of this one, but I just wanted to give you the idea and share a little bit of information. So at first I go with this one, don't like it. Then I get the lamb's ear and these velvet pumpkins from Dollar Tree, which look gorgeous. I cut the stems down just a little bit, and then I take some floral wire and actually like connect them together just so I could keep the placement exactly as I want it to, And then I form my bow, put my zip tie on, and stick these through the back. I will leave other wood round videos so you can see what I'm talking about, but it just makes it so easy. So this is how the wood rounds turned out, you guys. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope they inspired you, gave you maybe some ideas on what you can make for fall for yourself, or if you sell wood rounds as well, or if you are new into wood rounds, welcome. They become very addicted. This one I'm going to keep for myself. It totally matches our vibe. Not really the bow, but I don't know. I couldn't help myself with these black and white bows today. So I hope you enjoyed the wood rounds, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of this video. Let's keep going.
All right. I wanted to invite you guys to come check out my family vlog. If you guys are into that kind of thing, the link will be down in the description box for you.
Okay, so this next one, I did like a Cricut project on it, and I didn't end up liking it. So I sanded the image off, and now I am taking Cake Batter by DIY. And you guys, you're probably thinking like, ew, this is like vanilla pudding meets like pistachio pudding meets bleh. But I promise, keep watching because this color turns out like bomb. Promise, okay? It turns into like this buttery, like, color. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and take my chip brush. I put this all over my distress sign. I do have the video where I actually made this wood sign, so I'll try and remember to attach it. Now look, as these DIY paints dry, they're clay-based. Look at how beautiful this yellow is. Like, it is perfection for fall. It dries down so beautifully. I love it. So after this, you guys, I'm somebody, if I don't have something like drop cloth, I will scour my house and find things to make. Like, I found this pillowcase from last year. It was all stained up. I knew I wasn't going to be able to use it this year. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to use this. I'm not going to go out and buy drop cloth for this one project and not know if I'm going to use the remainder of it. So I take this pillowcase. I'm going to cut these seams off of it basically because I'm thinking, you know what, I could use the printed side too for something. So I save that side and then I cut the back out of it. Now I'm going to put it onto this wood sign. I'm going to tuck the bottom down, and then my vision is, of course, wrapping it around the back, and then I want to roll the top down. So I don't want to cut everything off of it, but I'm just sizing it up here. I'm going to cut the top off. Then I am going to then roll the top down to where I want it. I'll bend that fabric back behind my wood, and then I'm going to get my staple gun. I'm pretty sure this is so thin. You could use a regular stapler too. And I am just going to pull that very tight just on the one side. So on the one side first, don't do the other side yet. Because then I'm like, I need to make sure that this bottom part is secured. So if you stick florals through it, you don't got florals sticking through the bottom of that. So I get my Star Bond and I do just go ahead and run it down. Make sure that's secured. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring it around the back again, hold it tight, and staple those down. Now you guys, I can't wait to show you this. I cut the excess off. I save all of that too. But I am going to finally try the IOD, Iron Orchid design stamps. So they sent me these, and oh my gosh, if you don't have a vinyl cutting machine, you guys need these. I have a vinyl cutting machine and I need these in my life. Okay, so like I said, IOD stamps. So these are the letters. I have them stuck on, this is actually a cutting mat from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to spell out the word fall. I'll show you how like I place them and everything. But I put the ink on there and you'll see. I just put them, turn it over. I press them down. And you guys, this turns out so good. Like so flawless. I was pretty shook. So I'm going to show you now. So I am going to do harvest on the bottom. So they actually make like a sheet for this. I didn't have the sheet, so I was using this cutting mat. So you can see I'm using my measuring mat in the background, this cutting board from Dollar Tree, And that way I get my letters in a straight line. I'm just taking them off and I'm putting the stamps on there. And then I'm going to pat my ink, make sure it's nice and covered, and make sure it's mirrored image. So you're spelling it backwards essentially. Then I flip it over and rub it on there. And you guys, this just comes out so clean and crisp. Look at that. It's beautiful. And then I go ahead and I put some darker fall florals in here. I thought it looks really good against that yellow, the cake batter. And this is how it turns out. I love it. I don't know what y'all think about this, but I really love it. And I like that I was able to take something that I wasn't in love with and then turn it into something I am in love with. And these IOD stamps are amazing. I'll leave the link to their website where you can find a IOD vendor in your area to order these. All right, so this one, all I'm doing is using the remnants of that pillowcase that we just cut up, and I'm cutting it in, these are about like 4 inches high or so, and then I'm going to take one of my weeding tools. You guys, I know there's an easier way to fray stuff. Please comment down below. I had it in my head and it was driving me nuts because I was like, I feel like there's an easier way to do this than me like picking at the sides with my weeding tool. So please comment down below. So now taking some other IOD stamps, I cut a little square out of one of my Dollar Tree cutting mats. I ink up my stamp. Look at how good that looks. Oh my gosh. I want to use these on everything. I want to use them on wood signs. I think they're so much fun. They're so easy to use. And y'all, you get to reuse these over and over and over again. Yes, if you don't have a vinyl machine, even if you do have a vinyl machine, the nice thing about these is like you're not wasting vinyl. Like you can, I don't know. I love them. I love them. I'm spelling out fall here just in case you didn't know. And now I'm taking this scrap piece of wood. It happened to actually, this is the color of the wood, this orange. Like, hello, perfection. I just cut it down to size. Again, I put that star bond on the back of the fabric. Then taking these upholstery pins, I cut the tips of them off because they were too long for the piece of wood they would have went through. So again, taking whatever I had around me, I couldn't find my hammer, but then it turns out, look at who shows up with the hammer. Oh, thanks, honey. Little too late. I'm on the last one, but you know, he helped me hold it down, so I guess it was okay. All right, so now I'm going to take some twine, tie that up in a knot, wrap it around, and then I thought about adding florals, but I really liked the rustic simplicity of it, so I added a sawtooth hanger to the back, some more twine on the bottom, and that was it for this simple DIY. We used scrap wood, scrap pillowcase, twine, and our IOD stamps, and I think this is a really, really cool piece. I think it's rustic. I love that you can prop it up against something. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed these. I hope it gave you some inspiration for that wood that you have laying around. Y'all, you guys are already seeing this and you're like, I know what she's gonna use to make this, and you're right. So I'm taking these 3 wood oval cutouts. They are from Walmart. They're 98 cents. And we are going to take Pumpkin by Waverly. You could use acrylic paints, chalk paints, any paints you want to paint. And we are going to coat the front. You guys know I have to do the back. You don't have to, but I do. And we are going to cover all 3 of these with the chalk paint here. So don't worry, I don't make you watch the entire thing. Only like 2 minutes of it. All right, so now I'm going to take these wood planks. I am going to use, this is Dijon by Arteza. This is like their outdoor acrylic paints. I remember I used it last year and I was like, oh, I got the perfect color. But you guys, is there a chalk paint that looks similar to this? I know some of you might say hazelnut, but this is definitely more of like a mustard yellow color, and I love it. And then the next wood plank, these are just from the wood planks from Dollar Tree. I'm getting Truffle by Waverly and a baby wipe, and I'm making kind of like my own stain look, and I will definitely be using this color on more things with the baby wipe because it looks so beautiful. I love the color it turned out. All right, Next, I'm going to take my antique wax and I'm going to hit the like outer portion of all these. The Walmart version had it looked like it was like sanded and de-stressed down, but I wanted mine to pop a little bit more. So that's why I chose to use the antique wax, just applying it with a chip brush. Then I'm going to go in with a paper towel and I'm going to wipe the excess of the wax off so it's not so dark. And I love the way this looks. I've been loving using my wax lately, y'all. All right. So after I do that to all three of them, then using my measuring mat as a guide, this looks so crooked right here, I am going to line them up and then I will hot glue the middle piece onto the bottom two. Easy peasy, Walmart squeezy. All right, so now that those are connected, I'm gonna grab a jumbo craft stick. So I was gonna use like the wooden stem, but it made it so it was like popping off of the table, so I knew it wouldn't sit flush. So I chose to do this. Taking that truffle again, just going to stain the top of this, and then we are going to hot glue it to the back of the top of our pumpkin. There you go. All right, now we need to attach our planks to our pumpkin. So using my measuring mat as a guide again, I am going to attach the twine to the two planks, and then I will attach it to the top. Y'all, I have tried many times to like look nice and neat when I'm doing my crafts, but I cannot live without my measuring mat. Like I really can't. I use it all the time. And I've tried doing like the white background, but then I find myself reaching for something to measure because I like straight lines. So I don't know. I guess it is what it is. Sorry, I'm not neat. All right, so now I'm just attaching them to the top. Again, using the measuring mat to kind of guide my spacing and my lines. Now I just cut out some decals from my Cricut. You could also use stickers, your own penmanship, transfers, really anything you want. So we got Welcome Fall. Next, I'm going to take the leaves of this pumpkin garden stake thing, and I am going to hot glue this to the back of our pumpkin. And I didn't even have to paint it. It was green already, so that was pure perfection. And lastly, I am just going to put some twine for our hanging pleasure, and it turns out really good. Now, when you factor in how much it costs, you might as well have just bought the one at Walmart, but I think you all know as crafters, we think we can make everything, so why would we buy it in the stores? Am I right? If I'm right, just leave a thumbs up for your girl. At Walmart and you saw that it was flowers in a box, you would be like, there's no way I'm paying $5 for this. I can make it myself. And then you know your spouse in the corner is like, please don't. One, you're probably going to spend more money, and two, it'll probably take you until next fall to make it. So with this one, you guys, it's so easy. We're just going to take the wood square panels from Dollar Tree. I have my silicone mat here, and I'm going to build a box. Now, gosh, I'm a mess. My craft space is a mess. This is real life though, okay? And I am going to form, obviously, an open box with it. Now, these I thought would fit pretty good where there weren't like gaps on the corners. But then when I start putting it together, as I'm like, right here, I'm like, oh no. Okay, that's going to be a huge gap. So what do? I rip it apart because for some reason I think like the sizes of the squares might change. Well, y'all, they don't. They're the same size no matter what you do. So there's going to be a gap no matter what you do. So I just re-glue those on. Then right here, you guys, I'm taking the wooden dowels from Dollar Tree and I am holding them up to the side, and then I'm clipping with my dog nail clippers the tops off of them. So this is going to fill those gaps in the corners, and it's going to make this box look a lot more finished than just leaving it as is. So you can see right here, I'm using those dog clippers. I'm going to fill in those corners with hot glue and just pop that right in. And you could already just see how much more finished it looks. Now I'm taking white, or this could be plaster, not quite sure, from Waverly. And I'm going to paint the box, the top, the bottom. I don't paint the inside because I know that I'm going to be stuffing this thing with a lot of flowers. And then I am going to grab my decals. So I got these images from the Cricut design space. This one says leaves are falling, autumn is calling. And this is what I like about seeing something in the store and then being inspired by it to create your own version of it. Because I really liked the saying of this versus what is on the Walmart box. So I'm going to go ahead and finish putting the pumpkins all the way around. Now, usually if you watch my channel, you know I don't like gluing down floral foam because I feel like then you can't really like change it if you wanted to use the box or something. But in this case, I knew I was going to have to glue it down because I just wanted way too many flowers in there. Look at my ladybug. She's in my Amazon store link down in the description box. So you guys, I am using tons of different flowers from Dollar Tree. We have their fall bundles. We have, I think the ones that are laying on the table are considered eucalyptus. And then I will be taking 2 of the beautiful sparkly sunflowers from Walmart and putting them in this arrangement as well. So I have been totally digging doing floral arrangements lately. I just think they're so much fun because you really get to put your own twist on it. Nothing is permanent inside the foam. So if you don't like something, you simply take it out and you rework it. And it's nice because you could fit it into your decor. Next year, if you ain't digging these flowers, you just take them out and then you switch them to what your vibe is for that year. So you guys, I just go ahead and I finish this up. Here's the flowers. Oh, they do have these again at Walmart. These were from last year, but I did see them in this color and the yellow color just yesterday. So this is how our floral array. Sorry, you guys, my microphone turned off, but this is how it turned out. Absolutely love the way it looks. I think I like mine just a little bit better. If I do toot my own horn, toot toot. But I think, like, especially this Walmart flower right here just takes it up just a notch, and I absolutely love it. All right, this one, you guys, I saw this right away. I knew what items I was going to use from Dollar Tree. I knew it was so easy to make, and I think this would be like really great to do as like a group DIY. So I'm going to grab the Dollar Tree plank, the Dollar Tree letters. Now this is on a little bit smaller of a scale than the Walmart one, but when I realized how small the letters were, I knew I needed to take the actual sign part down to be a smaller size too. So we are going to start off with our letters. We are going to paint this one with pumpkin, and we're going to make sure to do the fronts and the backs, because since this is going to be hanging from our sign, you don't know if the front or the back is going to be showing. So just paint the back, okay? Then I'm going to hit the L with the Dijon mustard color, and the A is going to be covered with vintage green. Now, I did go back off camera and get antique wax and rubbed it over the pumpkin and this vintage green because they were a little brighter than what I was going for. So I go ahead and I hit the L with some truffle, and then we are going to get Hazelnut by Waverly, our baby wipe, rub that in, gives us a beautiful looking stain color. Love this color. All right, next we're just going to attach some twine to the back. This is what we will use to hang our piece. And then comes our transfers. You guys, if you're not following me on Shop with Sammy, I show you all the new awesome Dollar Tree finds, especially for crafters. So make sure you head over there. The link's in the description box. So I'm going to use these. I am framing out this wood plank here. We are going to put text in the middle, so I didn't want to completely cover it. But y'all, these transfers are so good. They're so detailed. You'll see at the end how beautiful these come out. So now I'm going to flip the plank around, flipping our letters around using my measuring mat once again. And then I'm going to start by hot gluing the pieces of twine to the letters first. Now I cut all these pieces of twine the same size, and that way I could hopefully keep them all straight and even. All right, so after I'm done doing that, then we're going to start hot gluing the top pieces of the twine to our sign. So easy, there we go. And then we will follow that through the rest of our letters. So, like I said, very easy. All right, so now I got my hello decal. Remember, you could use your own penmanship. You could use carbon paper, stencils. Options are endless. And this is how it turned out. Look at the detail in these transfers. I cannot believe these are Dollar Tree transfers. It always blows my mind, and I love this. It was so easy to make. Definitely something you could do with a larger group. All right. When I saw this one, y'all know what we're going to use. A Dollar Tree pumpkin. Right away, I knew what I could use to make this, and I knew I could show you guys how to make it. So I'm going to take the pumpkin. We're going to go ahead and take this apart. We're going to sand off the glitter, take the twine off. Now this leaf, this gave me some trouble. It made me work. I was trying to remove this thing for 5 minutes because I didn't want to completely rip the pumpkin apart. I did get it off after about, seriously, 5 minutes. But anywho, we're going to take that off, and then we are going to cut out some contact paper. I either use contact paper or shipping paper. And this just helps cover the back of our sign, makes it look nice, clean, and neat, especially because I will be putting this in my booth. And then I cut the excess paper off. Now I'm going to use Waverly and White as well as my wood graining tool, which is in my Amazon store link down in the description box. Now I like using the wood graining tool with chalk paint. Chalk paint, I want to say, is like, I don't know, a little thicker. It doesn't move around as much compared to like an acrylic paint, which I think is like a little bit more like creamy. And then I'm going to take that wood graining tool, rub it on top, and look at this. Does that not look amazing? Y'all need to get yourselves one of these. Okay, so after that dries, I'm going to go in with my ruler using my measurement mat. You guys, I can't live without it. And I'm using a black pen. You can also use a permanent marker, colored pencil, lead pencil, whatever you want to create your shiplap lines. Or you don't have to make shiplap lines at all. You do you, boo. And I'm going to take that all the way to the end here. After we're done completing this, we are going to take our metal leaves and the metal welcome from the Dollar Tree pack. I am taking that Truffle by Waverly, my stencil brush from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to stipple this on. Now, I've never tried this rust, like faux rust look with these two paints, but I don't know why I haven't, because it turns out absolutely beautiful. So still using this same brush, I don't clean it off. I just kind of, wipe the excess of the truffle off. I'm going to grab some Pumpkin by Waverly, and then I'm just going to dab it in there, and then again start stippling it on top of that truffle. And the truffle is still wet, y'all. Like, I didn't dry it in between. And these turn out so well. Like, I can't wait for you to see them in the final look because it looks great. So since this will also be going in my booth, I do not want the chalk paint to chip off. So I do coat it with some Mod Podge and then allow it to dry. All right, now I'm going to glue the leaves on. Now, what I didn't show you, and I don't know why, is I took little pieces of the wood dowels and I hot glued them to the back of Welcome. And you'll see it right here. And I did this that way we can have a 3D look, just like the Walmart version. So you can see the little wood dowels right here. And this allows it to pop out. And I kind of went a little too heavy there with the wood or the hot glue. All right, now I'm channeling my inner Heidi Somble because that girl knows how to like freehand and paint things. And I was like, you know what? I'm too lazy to go to the Cricut. Like the Cricut's hard work or anything. But anyways, I started this and I was like, wow, this is so therapeutic. Just tracing the lines, filling in the leaves with the paints. I was like, now I need to paint more things. I don't know what it was, but it was so relaxing. And even watching this right now, I'm like, yep, I can watch this for like 10 minutes and feel so relaxed. You're like, I would too if you would shut up. Okay, here I go. I'm going to be quiet now. Okay, not for long. That was just weird. All right, so now I'm going to take some twine. I'm going to wrap it around my stem. Now I know the Walmart one had like a rust look to it, but I didn't really know what I would use. I don't think I tried hard enough, to be honest. No. Okay, but it still looks good. Look at that. Now taking raffia, I'm going to take the cream color and the pumpkin color. I am going to wrap this around my hand, making sure I leave enough for the tail of our bow. So I wrap it around, I just pinch it up in the middle, tie that off, and you have yourself the cutest little rustic raffia bow. I'm going to hot glue that in between our leaves, cut that down, and then you have yourselves the most adorable pumpkin. And look at how good the rust on these leaves and the welcome looks. Seriously, like that looks pretty dang close to real rust, and I love it. And look at the wood grain. Woo. Give me a thumbs up if you're digging this. All right, these are kind of like cheating. They are so easy, but I was like, I already know what we can use to make these. I know we could make them less for $2.44. So I'm using the wood planks from Dollar Tree. I painted them because I figured you guys know how to paint, so didn't want you to have to watch that. Then taking some decals that I made for my Cricut. Now, if you don't have a vinyl machine, that's okay. You can use stamps. You can use pumpkin napkins from Dollar Tree and do decoupage on these. You can also use the black sticker letters from Dollar Tree as well. So there's a lot of ways you can make this without having a vinyl machine. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this one on there. I did make 3 of these total. Then we're going to flip them around. I'm going to get just an old school stapler. This is floral wire. I wish I had thicker wire. I think it just would have looked a little nicer. But once I attach that, I go ahead and start twisting it in the middle, making sure to keep a loop. That way we have something to hang it from. Staple the other side and twist it on up. Easy peasy. Now taking this ribbon bow, I'm going to attach that to the top, then getting another little piece of that ribbon material, I attach it to the back. That way it is not going to go anywhere. And I repeat this step for the 3 that I do make. Again, I think it would have looked a little nicer if I had thicker wire, but you know what? I used what was in my stash. So after I'm done attaching this, I'm going to make another finger bow. I do have a finger bow tutorial that is in real time. I will try my best to link that down in the description box for you. And they're just very easy to make, and they look so cute that it's like, oh, all right, don't know what to do? Finger bow. And look at how cute these turned out. I really, after making these, was like, I want to make some of these as Christmas ornaments for the tree with some really cute sayings. I can totally picture that. Totally picture that. All right, so this next one is a little hard to see, but it's the lantern on the right. And it was actually more than the $14.97. It was price, I forget the price, but I knew I had this lantern from a garage. It was $1. I'm gonna warn y'all right now, this isn't the best footage because I'm filming from overhead and not side angles, so I apologize in advance. So I am going to hot glue some floral foam to the bottom. I knew it was the only way to stick the floral foam without everything moving around. Then taking a bunch of Dollar Tree florals, I'm going with the darks, can you tell? I am going to start putting these in here. Now, I have been totally digging working with florals lately. I think I already said that. I love that you can move them around and you can play around with the placement. I always try and start with my biggest flowers first. That way I can position those where I want them, and then I start kind of filling in and playing around with the remaining flowers that will fill those spaces. So these little purple flowers right here, Look at how pretty. I'm going to use those to kind of fill in the bottom portion so that you don't see the floral foam. Then taking these cream pumpkins, my girl Mari sent these to me. You guys, she has a Dollar Tree haul channel. I'm going to leave her link down below. She is seriously the sweetest gal. Definitely go check her out. And she sent me these pumpkins, and thank goodness she did, because they came in handy and I used every single one of them. So I'm just taking stems from other like florals and sticking them on the bottom. Then we're going to use some flocking balls, and we are just going to play around with the placement. Again, you guys, I apologize for the footage. I definitely should have angled this differently, but look at the outcome of this. Is that not gorgeous? These colors, that cream pumpkin just like was the pop we needed against these darker florals. And I love this, like 100% love this. Oh, this would actually maybe go in my room. Yeah. All right, so this last one, you guys, you'll see at the end, it kind of cracks me up what happens, but saw this, knew I had the items to make it. So I'm taking these wood slices from Arteza. I think I got these last year during Christmas time, and you could really use any round thing you want. And again, painting. Those of you that know my channel, I don't usually paint nice and neat. I'm usually like super rustic, and I'm not like trying hard to cover everything. And I don't know why, but the painting was so relaxing in this, like actually paying attention to the lines and everything. It was soothing. I don't know. Call me weird. All right. So after we paint all three of those, I'm going back in with the Dollar Tree transfers, and I'm just going to play around with the placement around the side, just kind of spreading them out. We will be putting text in the middle of these, so you don't want to like completely cover them with the leaves. But you guys, these are so easy to use. You just lay them down. You use a scraper. You could use a library card, whatever. And they come off so easy. If you see it's not coming off, you just place it back down and rub it a little bit more. So I'm going to continue to do this for all three of them. Now I'm going to flip these around. We are going to double up some twine, tie a loop at the top, because that's what we're going to use to hang this. There we go. Now let's flip it. Okay, now I'm going to hot glue on the top. Again, I'm going to be using my measuring mat. I wish I could be all clean white backgrounds, but I need the measuring mat. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and start connecting the wood slices together. And so I'm going down, as you can see, I'm using my measuring mat and following the lines of it. That way this is going to be straight, and when we pick it up, it's not going to be all crooked and wonky and hang all weird. That's why I was trying to stay as straight as possible with this. So after I finished that up, I go, I've been using a lot of vinyl. Let me use my own penmanship. So if you guys don't notice it, you will at the end. So I lined this up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this actually turned out really super cute. And I'm just using a permanent marker, by the way. And then I noticed it as I start reading down. So it says autumn leaves. Look at how beautiful it looks with the wood and those transfers. So it says autumn leaves and fall leaves. Autumn leaves and fall leaves. It was supposed to definitely say fall breeze. Just wanted to remind you guys that I do have a membership group where you guys get member only lives, custom badges, and emojis. I share Cricut designs with you. You also sometimes get first looks at my videos, my thumbnails. So check out the link down below. All right, here's our first Pinterest inspired DIY. I thought it was absolutely gorgeous. And y'all, all of the original Pinterest links will be in the description box for you guys to check out. So we're gonna start off with this charger plate. I had used this in a previous Easter DIY, and I figured, you know what? I'm just gonna rip the bunny right off of here, and we're going to reuse this. So again, this is just a Dollar Tree charger plate that I got. I think it was originally like a bronze color. And I'm going to take, I took white chalk paint, and because I thought I painted it white. Well, I was wrong. I painted it plaster. So anywho, I am going to try and cover up that the hole in the plate, but I couldn't. So I just take the antique wax and I go over the entire plate with this once again. Then I'm going to grab a silver like galvanized pail from Dollar General. I did spray it with clear matte spray paint so that the paint actually adheres to it. Now you could see the plaster compared to the white. Yeah, definitely it was plaster. So I had to go in with the plaster paint. I'm going to do 2 coats of the plaster on here. I don't know why I'm going so slow, you guys. My apologies. Here we go. And then as it dries, do you see like the texture? I'm kind of rubbing the brush back over it as it's starting to dry. That way I get some like texture on the pail. So now I'm taking my dominoes from Dollar Tree and I am going to glue these together. I'm using my Star Bond thick adhesive. I will leave the link for these products down in the description box for you, as well as a discount code. All right, so I stack it, you guys, I'm a mess already. Stack it 4 high, put my plate on, realize too tall. So I break those off and realize it just needs 3 dominoes. I'm using this because it's sunken in on the bottom and I want the plate to have something to adhere to. So then taking my mini plaid chip brush, this is seriously the cutest chip brush ever. I am going to distress our pail. Now we're going to attach it to our plate. So I'm just going to take a ruler. It's about 5 inches all around. I'm going to mark it with my pencil. We're going to use that Star Bond thick adhesive. I'm going to spray some of the accelerator. That just helps it like dry instantly. Now I'm taking a garden basket and spray painted it orange. So I'm taking these wood slices. These are from Arteza. I'll try leaving a link down in the description box for you. I'm going to turn it on around, put a little bit more on the inside. So as you can see, I'm making this my own, inspired by, and I'm going to make this pumpkins. And then we are going to flip it back around. We're going to add a stump. I got these from Stem, and you can also use sticks from outside as well, or you could use whatever you want. Now I'm taking green raffia. This is also like the new packaged one from Dollar Tree, and I am just pulling these apart so I get a thinner piece of raffia instead of the thicker pieces. I just think it looks a little bit more like, I don't know, rustic, whimsical. I don't know. I like them thin, my preference. So now I'm just wrapping them up, making sure to leave tails on the outsides. I'm just taking another piece of the raffia, tying a knot in the middle, and then I'm just kind of fluffing it out. Just fluff it, fluff, 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 fluff. All right, now I'm taking these. This was like actually a huge garland I had, and I just started cutting pieces off of it. I have no idea where I got it, but as you can see, I attached it with some hot glue just so I make sure it doesn't move, because I don't know, I kind of want to keep this. I don't think I'm going to sell this one. So we're going to add this, adhere it with some hot glue. Then I'm going to attach this, and you guys, we are done, and we have the cutest, look at this. Look at how cute this turned out. Please let me know how you like it. I love taking the inspiration and making it fall. Would love to hear your thoughts on this down in the... All right, this is our next inspiration. We've seen these seriously made a million times on YouTube. Let's put it out there. But I really wanted to make them, and I loved the polka dots. So if you guys saw my recent thrift store haul, I'll put it down in the comments. I found this huge block of wood. It was like decorated 4th of July, and it was $1. I cut it down to size with my saw. I'm going to put 1 coat of pumpkin by Waverly all over this, even on the tops and the bottoms. We are going to let that dry completely. Then one of my sweet subscribers told me that Folk Art actually carries a chalk paint crackle medium. You guys know I love my crackle medium, so I am trying it out here. Oh, it turned out so amazing. So with crackle medium, you don't want to overlap your brush strokes. You want to put it on. The heavier you put it on, the heavier the crackle will be. Now, to get more of a crackle out of it, you will use your heat gun to help dry the crackle medium down, up, whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. But you all, they do make crackle medium for acrylic paints, and then they make it for chalk paint. So I was so excited to grab this, and I'll put that in my Amazon store link for y'all to snatch up. So now I'm taking, what is this? Cashew by Waverly. And as you can see, I just did one brush stroke. I didn't overlap it, and look at that beautiful crackle. So use your heat gun. It speeds up the crackle process for you, adds that detail, and oh, I love this. I want to crackle everything. I swear, once I start using the crackle, I'm like, ooh, let's crackle this. Let's crackle pop. Okay, anyways, so we are going to do that for both of our pumpkins here. I love the way that these turned out, seriously. Okay, so once these are dry, there we go. I'm going to take my drill. Now, you don't have to do this. You can simply just glue these stems to the top. I knew I wanted to put these in my booth for sale, so I just wanted to, you know, have a little added security here. So I'm going to take my Star Bond thick adhesive. I'm going to put that down in my hole, put the screws in there. Now after that, I am taking my Farm Fresh DIY paint that Upcycled by Bree sent me. Now this looks dark, but it actually dries very matte and kind of like this beautiful light green color. And for those of you that were trying to order this last week from my previous video, she will have the colors back in stock this week for you at upcycledbybree.com. I will leave her link down in the description box. So now we are going to take these burlap leaves from Dollar Tree. These are from last year. I don't know if they're out yet, y'all. Again, with this like garland stem I have. Don't know where I got it. You guys, y'all know the stash. Like, you don't know where half of this stuff came from after a while. All right, now I'm doing the same thing. I'm just doing the raffia bow, but for this one, instead of tying a knot around it, I just twist up. I just go around and around, you know. There you go. Tie it off. And I'm going to fluff that little bugger up, and we're going to do the same thing for the other pumpkin that we made, and we'll be completely done with this. So look at how adorable these look, like super chic. I love the crackle effect on these, that little pop of blue, because as you guys know, my colors, you see the pumpkin in the background, the concrete pumpkin. My colors are Farm Fresh, Cake Batter from DIY, and then the pumpkin by Waverly. All right, for this one, so one of my subscribers sent me these crates. I have not been able to find this, like the slatted version. So we are going to use these. Oh, I didn't put in the picture. I'm sorry, you guys. But I will link it down in the description box. So I did get this inspiration from Pinterest. But all I'm doing is taking my antique wax. We are going to go ahead and coat these up. I am spritzing water on it. It just helps move the antique wax around so that it goes faster. We are going to go ahead and let these dry. I'm going to use my heat gun. Then taking Pumpkin by Waverly, I'm just doing a messy brush. I want these to look super rustic and distressed. I do paint the inside of this one only because the way it stands and it's slatted, you could see through it, and it just bothered me that you could see like the natural wood. I don't know. Anyways, that's my preference. And then for this one, we're going to use Cake Batter. Cake Batter dries down to be this beautiful buttery yellow color. I'm obsessed with it. I love how matte these DIY paints are. I cannot wait to try more colors. Okay, anyways, I don't paint the inside of this one because you cannot see it when it is displayed. Then again, taking our stems from Dollar Tree. These usually come out, I want to say during fall or Christmas. And I am going to adhere those to the tops. One is going to lay vertically, one's going to be horizontally. Again, another raffia bow, but you guys can do these with ribbon or whatever you'd like. This garland is actually from Dollar Tree, and this one does come out during fall. Taking a pencil, curling those up, get them little curly cues going on. And then we will attach the raffia bow. And again, you guys, sorry I didn't link the Pinterest picture, but I will leave the link to the Pinterest post in my description box for you. And look at how cute. And these are just so simple, you guys. Like, I would put these in my booth for probably like $3.95. They were just so simple and they'd be great add-ons. All right, so this next one that's coming up is super easy. So this is the inspiration photo, and they use their reclaimed wood to make this. Sorry, that's Tinkerbell. But we are going to use the Dollar Tree pumpkins from last year. Not sure if they're going to have them again this year. So for these, the stems come out super easy. All you have to do is get your heat gun on them and heat them up. The glue will loosen up and you can pull them off. So we're going to pull the stem out of one of them. I don't know why it's like flashing like that to the next image. Anyways, we are going to get our ruler. Of course, I didn't speed that up. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is a mess. I cut one of the pumpkins in half with my saw. And then I also sanded off all of the glitter. I did 2 coats of Waverly pumpkin on these wood pieces. Then I'm just taking the twine. I'm going to wrap these up. Every few turns, I'm going to put another dab of hot glue so we don't have this moving around. And I'm going to bring this all the way to the top. Sorry, this DIY portion is a little sketchy. I moved a little too fast there for myself. All right, I like how I move fast, and then when it comes to the boring twine part, I'm like, oh, let's slow down. All right, now we're going to take the pieces. We're going to put the holes from where the stem was on the bottom, so you won't be able to see it. Again, using my Star Bond glue. You could also use hot glue, anything that you want. I'm going to hold that there for a second. It dries perfectly. Doing the same thing for the other side, and voila, we have ourselves a cute pumpkin. And we were able to do it with Dollar Tree products instead of reclaimed wood. Now I'm taking that cake batter and a chip brush. I'm going to go ahead and distress this down. Again, my preference. You guys do you. You could also add polka dots this. You could paint it a different color. So many things. You could put transfers on these. So I'm going to finish that on up. And then we are going to move on to accessories. So for this one, I'm just taking some greenery from one of my garlands. I'm going to wrap that around the stem. Then taking some twine, I'm going to make an old-fashioned finger bow here. Just nice and simple. And we will attach that to the top. There we go. And easy peasy Dollar Tree squeezy. But look at how cute that is. It's really rustic. It could fit in a tier tray, in a bookshelf. I mean, so many little things that you can do with these, and maybe like name tags at a wedding for fall. I don't know. All right. So this one, you guys, I'm going to use Matte Finish Krylon Clear, and I coat all of my shiny projects in this paint color, okay? Paint color, clear spray. All right, so that is what I did with the Dollar Tree pumpkins. These are the ones that have the sunflowers on them. Now, I have covered them already in cashew chalk paint, and I did this because I knew I needed that image covered up because I couldn't get it off. So we are going to make these concrete, and I am doing half and half. Well, at first I do half and half, and then I'm like, my chalk paint is way too thick, so I just start pouring it in there. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I apologize because this wasn't the best color to demonstrate this on because you can't really see it. So do not fear. I will be doing this more in the future for you guys. But, and this is not a Pinterest inspired. This is Sammy inspired. I just wanted to really add this in here because I was just really excited about them. So you guys, I have found with the concrete paint, the faux concrete, that it applies better with a chip brush. The less baking soda, the less texture you're going to have. So for like this, I went in with a 50-50 ratio. It gives me nice, smooth texture. And then after I'm done with this first coat, I speed up. I hope you could see kind of that texture. I speed up the process. I just dry it with my heat gun. Now I'm going to go in with a second coat. And for this second coat, I am stippling it. So you can see that texture that it's adding. This to me gives the concrete look that I'm looking for. But you can also keep it with your first application and you'll just get like the concrete lines going down the pumpkin. I hope I'm making sense. And then you guys, if this couldn't get any worse, after this, oh gosh, I moved my microphone. After this dried, I did not film me applying the white wax to it. So I will link my video from last week in the description box so you can learn more about the white wax and its application. But I will say that I just dried brushed these on. I did not apply it and then wipe it off. I just dried brushed these on and they came out absolutely gorgeous. Ooh, look at that blue. Look at that farm fresh. Okay, so you guys, this is actually my Pinterest, and this is something I did last year, and you can see how many views it's gotten. It's absolutely insane.
All right,
so
you guys,
I wanted to recreate this
pumpkins. I just wanted to show you the difference. So I sprayed these all with clear. The one I'm going to show you I did not spray with a clear coat, and it didn't come out as well as I'd liked. But you can see the difference of the shiny glossiness of these silver, and then what it looks like when you put that clear coat on it. It's like nice and rough, and it gives the paint something to stick to. Now, as for the tags, these tags are HE double hockey sticks to get off. I have tried a heat gun, but you need to watch out with heat guns because then they bow on you, just like when you put cookie sheets in the oven that are cheap. That's what these will do. Then I tried this other stuff I had, wouldn't come off. So the best way I found is to get a paper towel, soak them, and then I just come over here and I will, sorry, I'm holding my camera. I'll rub this off. Then it stays like this. Now it's a little sticky. So if it's sticky, then I'll put Goo Gone over it. I'll wipe the stickiness off, but no matter what, it leaves like a square film. So I just wanted you guys to be aware of that. Now we're gonna go ahead and get into painting. And remember, this pumpkin we're painting was not primed like this. I got all excited. All right, let's go.
Okay, so for this one, you're gonna use 3 of these oval silver sheet things from Dollar Tree. I am going to go ahead and grab Cake Batter by DIY Paint to start off with. Now again, I did not prime any of these, which was a mistake because we all know when you put the paint directly on it, it wants to separate. It doesn't want to adhere to this quote unquote silver. So that is why you prime, so that you have something to grip to. So I'm going to paint all of these with the cake batter, and then we're going to go ahead and let it dry. Now, I go to use my crackle paint. Now, the crackle paint is for chalk paint, and DIY paints are clay based. So I wasn't sure how it was going to work, and needless to say, it did not turn out like the pumpkins that we did earlier in this video. And I'm sorry, but I screwed up a lot in this video. I did not film myself applying the pumpkin by Waverly on top of it, but you'll see how it turns out anyways. So after I let that dry, I apply the pumpkin Waverly on top, and you'll see definitely not the crackle that I was looking for, but you know what? I went with it. Happy mistakes, you know, happy mistakes here. So I am lining this up with my measuring mat, and then I'm putting hot glue. Now, usually you guys, hot glue separates from like metal, but I don't know what it is about these. They adhere so well. I don't have any issues with them sticking. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this ribbon, put more hot glue, put that ribbon over it, and then just so it doesn't look ugly, you know? Now taking another stem, I'm gonna hot glue it. Y'all, pour that hot glue on there, okay? You want that, you pour it on there so it does not fall off, because this is also what we're going to use to hang it. So now I'm taking the twine, I'm just gonna double knot the bottom to create a loop, and then I'm gonna hot glue that to the back. Now I made this, one of these last year, and it's still like solid. It has not broke, it has not come apart. Love it. Now I'm taking the green raffia. I didn't put this in a bow. I just put it together, tied a knot around the middle. Now I'm taking this ribbon. I think this ribbon is from Walmart from Halloween or fall last year. I hot glue the ends together. I'm going to now just form like a generic bow. Just a generic bow with a little tail. I'm going to get my zip tie, and I am going to put the tail, or sorry, the bow and the raffia together in the zip tie. Tie it off. Super cute. Once you know you you got that even, you're going to cut the excess off, get some twine. We're going to wrap this around so we could cover that zip tie up, and then we're just going to hot glue this bow right on top, and we are done with our pumpkin. I will be selling these. I have them done in multiple colors in my booth for $15.95 each. I think that is a great deal for how beautiful these come out, and I hope this video inspired y'all to make some pumpkins and to look on Pinterest.
So excited you guys to show you all of these today. So let's go ahead and get on into it. So paints, I'm just using Rust-Oleum Linen White and then the Antique Wax from Waverly. Now I've had a couple of people say they cannot get a hold of this Antique Wax. Another great option is Rust-Oleum Aged Glaze, Aged Glaze. It does come in a quart though, so keep that in mind. I'm not sure if Folk Art has something similar. I'll have to look for y'all, but the Rust-Oleum one is a great option. So you guys, if you've ever wanted to see what it's like to be on the struggle bus, this is it. Like, this is definitely a great picture. I am on the ride, I'm on the bus, and I am holding on for dear life because these canvases, y'all, they're strong. They're strong. I mean, you can literally see like my muscles working here, and the staples are on these babies good. Look, I'm mad now. I'm just like, these dang things need to come off right now. And I scissor them. I cut them, and then I pull them, and then I tried everything. Of course, I don't have a staple remover, and it was just a hot mess, but I got my workout for the weekend. So, I mean, I wasn't too mad about it, but Dollar Tree, they're killing it with their canvas, that's for sure, if you guys want to work out. I even had my husband try to do this, and he was like, dang, those are on there good. But you know what? I did it myself because I'm strong and I'm buff, and I don't need a man to do it. So anyways, all right, back to our project, you guys. So I got 3 of these. Then I'm taking some foam board, and I was lucky this scrap piece was like the perfect size. And basically what I'm doing is just measuring out these 2 holes because I want to have a bottom. That way, if you wanted to set something light inside, you can pick it up and move it off your table if you wanted to. So now with these pieces, and I did not measure these, you guys, I just literally held them up. So I am putting the hot glue on them, but I'm putting it like towards the top so that it doesn't seep out everywhere, which I don't know why I did that because it ended up getting everywhere anyways. And then on the opposite side, I am reinforcing it with some hot glue on the sides because we don't want this falling out. I'm going to repeat the same step for that side. Then I'm taking my detail gun and just getting some hot glue in there. I'm just reinforcing that so it doesn't go anywhere. Now right here, you guys, make sure when you're putting your boxes together that you put the hot glue towards the inside of the box. That way you don't have the glue coming out of the edges of your box and onto the outside of your project. And then also make sure your staples are face down. Doesn't really matter with your middle box, but definitely the top box, keep that in mind. You do not want the staples sticking out. And I'm just going to repeat the same process for the top box as well. And then we will have all 3 of these together. The middles, you don't have to hot glue because they will not touch each other. And there we go. Now for paints. So I am using, I think this is just 2-inch chippy brush. As usual, you guys, I am not trying to be neat with this. I am just, you know, rustic. That's all I could say. I think I say my things are rustic and farmhouse because really I'm just messy and, you know, it's an excuse. So all I'm doing is painting this. Oh my gosh, where is my head today during this? Okay, so after we're done painting this, I kind of semi-dry it with the heat gun so it's not all the way wet. And then I come in, we're going to take that Waverly Antique Wax again, and I am basically dry brushing it and then mostly getting the cracks and then those edges right there, making it just look, you know, a little bit more aged, not so stark white. I kind of wish I would have used the Cashew Waverly chalk paint on this because that's where I go with the rest of the projects, but you know what? It ended up working out. So your girl ain't mad because look at how cute that is.
Okay, so now these are the pumpkins from Dollar Tree. They have the little clip on them. I'm going to go ahead, paint them white. Again, I wish I would have went in with cashew, but I didn't like this super yellow look. So we're painting it white, and then again, getting that antique wax, brushing it on so it looks a little bit more aged, adds a little bit more depth to the pumpkin, and we're going to repeat that for the other two pumpkins. We're going to set those aside and let them dry. And we're not going to use the clips, so you can take them off after you're done painting if you'd like, and save them maybe for another project. So here is our box after it has dried, looking stunning. Get it, girl. And now we are going to try and decorate her. So this is eucalyptus from Walmart. I always get quite a bit of bundles of these when they do come in because they come in waves. So like Walmart will randomly have a bunch of them and then you won't be able to find them for a few months. So I'm trying to take like the full bundle here and stick it in. And one, this was, I mean, these pieces were way too high and it looks super janky. Hank was not into it. He didn't like it either. So then I finally am like, okay, let's get the floral foam, also from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to end up cutting these pieces, basically getting like one strand of them and then cutting them into like 2 to 3 more pieces, depending on how long they are. And sporadically just putting these in here. I really think that when you do like florals like this, it's all about preference. You know, like, do you like a lot? Do you like over the top dramatic? Do you like simple and sweet? I'm a little bit more, I would say, simple when it comes to florals. And also, I didn't want to use more than one bundle of these eucalyptus, so definitely I was trying to place them strategically. So I was going to use these green pumpkins, but they were way too matchy-matchy. So then I just got the little sticks off of them and just added them to my white pumpkins, stuck those in there. Then I found these orange pumpkins. These are also from the Dollar Tree, and they came on those like vines or whatever during the beginning of fall. And so I thought that would add like a nice touch of, you know, orange for fall. And make sure you guys look at this, because when it was pointed towards the camera, I thought it was looking like she'd be looking good. No, she was a hot mess. So I had to go in and fix her. But look at how cute. Who would guess that was from the Dollar Tree? Nobody. All right, DIY number 2. Look at how just rustic and simple. Ugh. So using Spanish moss, thank you Mama Mickey for sending me this. And we are going to use the smaller foam round for Dollar Tree. Now you guys, I tried putting this moss on here quite a few ways. First I thought, okay, I'm just going to grab a huge bundle, put it on, kind of shake it off, see what's left. Well, that was so patchy. That did not work at all. Then I had like at one point put a bunch of hot glue on it and then tried rolling it on the moss, and that didn't work either. So here I am. I'm like, you know what, just put the whole dang thing on there and press it, see what happens. But of course, when you pull away, it's pulling the moss away from the hot glue. So that didn't work either. You guys, make sure you have something under this because it is a hot mess. I was happy that I was able just to get this little pad and then like fold it up and throw it away. See how I'm trying to roll it in the moss? Oh, your girl is a hot mess. Okay, so I slowed down right here because then I finally figured out the trick, okay? So I put the hot glue around the sides, the inside, and the top, and then I kind of take like a strip of it and then press it down. See how it covers the outer edge, the inside, and the top, and all of it stays stuck to the foam. So this is what I ended up realizing was working for me, and I did that all the way around. So these are the smaller little pumpkins from Dollar Tree. I did cut the little wire stems off by like half, and then this is where it gets dicey, y'all. Basically all I'm doing is sticking the pumpkins in there, okay? I would have fast forwarded through this anyways. Now I'm trying to find what ribbon we're going to use to hang. The thicker ribbon was definitely like way too much for this project. So I'm using this twine. I love this twine because it matched the like cream colored pumpkins. Got it from Michael's a long time ago. I don't know if they still have it. Okay, so that is in there, and look at how simple this looks. Like put it on a window frame, you can hang it on your door. I mean, you can put this in so many places in your home. You could even put like a little sign in the middle of it. I mean, I love this. I have it hanging behind me right now. It took place of my vintage pumpkin because I just love it so much. Oh, Hank just scared me to death. And then right here, all I'm doing is putting some hot glue on the patches where I could kind of still see the green to cover it up. And we are good to go. And I didn't do the back because nobody's going to see the back. So why waste all that Spanish moss? All right, you guys. So really quickly, I just wanted to bring up Maria Cuna again. She is definitely worth checking out. Like I said, she's newer to YouTube. So go show her love. Go give her support. DIY number 3, you wouldn't know it's Dollar Tree. Okay, so I'm taking the pumpkins, the apples. I mean, they kind of, it says create your own ornament, so it really never specified. So taking the antique wax, again, I use this versus my wood stain for DIY projects because it dries a lot faster than wood stain. I'm going to coat all 4 of those with the stain. Then I'm taking my decals that I made on my Cricut, and I am going to apply it to all 4 of these. Now, you guys, this was a lot of handwriting. That's why I chose to use the Cricut. Handwriting, it's a lot of wording, so I chose to use the Cricut. You could also handwrite this, but I definitely don't think other, like the rub-on transfers from Dollar Tree and stuff, they probably wouldn't fit here if you wanted to use this specific quote, obviously. So that is why I chose to use my vinyl decals for this. I will try getting this in my Etsy shop, you guys. I'm so sorry, like I lag on that so bad, but I will try and get it up today when this video posts. Okay, so let's hurry up and finish. I need a drink of my coffee, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm taking the little twine that came with these, and I'm going to put like a little baby drop on the bottom, wrap it around that stem, and then put a little dab of glue right there, cut the remainder off. We are going to do that for all 4 of these. We're going to call them pumpkin apples because I don't really know what they are. And so they could be whatever you want them to be, right? All right, so those are done. We're going to move on to our next step, which is our sign. So this is the Beware sign. Remember, you guys, they have the elf version of this. They had a scarecrow version of this. So make sure you go pick it up. Or no, they don't. It doesn't have like the wood edges on it, huh? Like this. Okay, anyways, we're taking this off. You guys have seen me do this a bunch. I will also link a video slowing this down, but all I'm taking is shipping paper, tracing my sign. I'm going to cut her out, and then I'm going to glue her so we don't have to worry about any of that glitter. And you could really make another sign on the back of it if you want. Now I'm cleaning the paper off of it, and we are going to go in with Cashew Waverly chalk paint. I am loving this color lately. It is taking over my use of the plaster color. So I'm taking a 1-inch chippy brush. Anytime that I want like a rustic look, farmhouse look, I always go in with a chippy brush because the bristles give me the look that I am going for. And you guys, they are so inexpensive to get, and the Dollar Tree has them too. But large packs on Amazon and stuff, so cheap. So highly recommend those. So now I'm taking my yardstick. I am just taking a lead pencil, you guys, and drawing lines so it looks like this is planked pieces of wood. It's so easy to do. I wanted it lighter. I didn't want it as stark black as like using a permanent marker, so this worked out great. And then I'm going to take my finger and I'm just smudging these because I don't want it to look like super straight, you know, and it adds a little bit more depth to it too. Now we are going to add our twine. Just put a little dab
little dab of hot glue. And now you guys, for this, you can be like neat with it and do it in lines, or you can do what I'm doing and I'm just going around, no rhyme or reason for it. And then I'm going to hot glue the remainder down, cut the excess off, and then since we are over here, we are going to take something pokey or sharp and then poke our holes back in there. And then just get the same twine we were using. This is the Dollar Tree twine, and we are going to tie that off. I love when you use signs and they have like the holes already in them for you. Saves so much time. Okay, and then we're just repeating that twine step on the bottom. And then we are going to move on to our next step, y'all. So you guys, you know what I wish I would have done, and we are probably going to do this, make this sign again, basically. I wish I would have gotten Velcro and Velcro these on. That way you can change these like to Christmas trees during Christmas, hearts during Valentine's Day. Like that would have been a genius idea, and I didn't think of it until I was editing my videos, and I was like, oh my God, that would have been so amazing. So if you guys can already tell, it says, bless the food before us, the family beside us, and the love between us. Amen. So this could go in a dining room. It could go in a kitchen. It could go anywhere you choose, but it looks so good. It looks so high end. Like, you're welcome. And okay, my favorite one. This is my favorite. So I got inspired by Michael's. I saw it on Pinterest. Michael had a pumpkin similar to this, and I was like, I need to make those. So we're taking the styrofoam pumpkins. I'm taking this 3D fabric paint from Arteza. I didn't have like a light puff paint, and I was like, you know what? This is going to work great. It's essentially the same thing. And I love the nozzle on this fabric paint as well. So all I'm doing, you guys, is just going down my pumpkin, making squiggly marks. That is it. You don't have to be neat with this. It's okay if like little pieces separate. And I'm just going from the top, going to the bottom. I'm not going all the way underneath the pumpkin because that would be a waste of product, because we are not going to see that anyways, unless you plan on maybe, I don't know, displaying your pumpkins different, maybe on their side or something. So then we're going to go ahead, we're going to let this dry, and then we are going to go on to our second pumpkin. And this one, I'm just going to freehand some leaves. You guys, you do not have to be an artist, because you will see on my next leaf, it looks like not a leaf, maybe a Christmas tree that you would see on like Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't know what that was, but I am definitely not an artist. So I am just going to get crazy with these leaves, have fun with it. Like I said, it doesn't need to be neat. These are supposed to look rustic, so you have an excuse for being, you know, crazy. And we are going to finish it off. I'm just writing family on here. I don't know why. I just felt the need to do it, so that was there. So now I'm taking cashew, you guys, after the paint, the 3D paint has completely dried, and I'm just painting directly over this. And look it, doesn't that look so cool? And it gets even better, you guys. I am just taking my chippy brush for this. The chalk paint works wonders on these pumpkins, you guys. I don't know if y'all have tried it, but last year I tried spray painting these pumpkins and probably went through like a whole can because they absorb the life out of spray paints. Chalk paint, no, not at all. This was, I only end up doing one coat on this, and I mean there's some orange peeking through and stuff, but like it was definitely enough coverage for me. So we are going to repeat this step, you guys, with the second leaf pumpkin. Same, I'm doing the same color. Here she is, she cute. We're not going to use those stems, but it's nice to hold it with. So now I'm taking that antique wax again. You guys, I had bought this and then thought I would never use it, and now I've been using it like crazy. So I'm using my Dollar Tree
chippy paintbrush. I don't really know what this is, but it's in the Crafter Square section in a pack of 3. And I am going through like all the grooves on my pumpkin. I'm making sure to get over all of that 3D fabric paint so you can see the texture in it. These ended up coming out so pretty. They almost kind of give off like a wood, like pumpkin look. I don't know. They are by far my favorite out of all 4 of these. Let me know which one's your favorite. So we do that again with the second pumpkin as well. No rhyme or reason, you guys. Just kind of have fun with it. The whole point is to make it look rustic and aged and worn. So get messy. Let your kids do it with you. You know what I'm saying? Let your grandkids do it with you. That would be fun. I wish I could let my kids do all of them with me, but I would be here for hours upon hours upon hours. Okay, so we're done with that. Now we're going to take these branches from the Dollar Tree. Now there are 2 kinds of branches. There's the lighter version, which I'm using right here, and there's like a dark brown version. I really am digging these light version ones. I hope I could find more during Christmas because I feel like I'll use them a lot. So fits perfectly. Gonna put hot glue on just that bottom part. You don't need a lot. And then with the second one, you guys, hold your stem up to the pumpkin because you don't want it like falling through, and kind of go around the stem. That way you know like you have a perfect cut and that it'll properly fit in there. I got lucky with the first one because that could have just went through and been bad. So again, taking some hot glue, putting it in there. This did not budge. It did not move. So this worked out perfectly for me. And now I'm taking some raffia, just bundling some up together, kind of pre-tying it before I put it on the stem. Does that make sense? See how I'm like wrapping it up before I put it on there? Gonna tie that up. I didn't do it with this pumpkin, but I would secure the raffia down with just a little dab of hot glue. Now we're taking our Dollar Tree ribbon. This is 10 inches long, y'all. You guys have seen me make this. I've been making this bow a lot. It's just a classic bow. If you go to my last DIY tutorial, my vintage farmhouse, I do a slow-mo of this specific bow. So then I'm just gonna wrap the middle with the raffia. I loved it. It totally went with the pumpkin. And then once I attach it, it almost looks like the raffia that I tied on there first looks like the tail of the bow, which is so cute. Okay, so cut that excess off. Then we are going to apply some hot glue, obvi, to the back of it. I mean, duh, we gotta attach it somehow. This was like the perfect size bow for this pumpkin, and I love it because it's like a cream color. It's not stark white and burgundy. So yeah, your girl was digging it. Sorry for that angle. You guys know I have awesome filming skills, okay? So holding that down, and then I do end up putting like a dab on the bottom like of the bow, just so I make sure it's reinforced. And look at all of that depth, that dimension, that texture, that I love this. It makes me smile. If you could see my face, if you could hear it, like I have the biggest smile on my face right now, you guys. So these were all the DIYs, you guys. I was so excited to show you them. So excited to do a collab with Maria. Make sure you let me know, oh gosh, it's Monday. Know down below which one of these DIYs was your favorite. Mine is definitely these pumpkins. And look at how cute. Bless the food before us, the family beside us, and the love between us. Amen. Wouldn't this be perfect? This would be perfect for fall, for Thanksgiving. And it's nice because who knows if it's pumpkins or it's apples, but it goes for both, right? Oh, girls, you so cute. Sorry for my shadow. So sorry. And what I like about this is it kind of goes with like my vintage farmhouse DIYs that I did too. I wish I had all the space in the world to display these. Okay, so So cute, you guys. Again, thank you so much for joining me today. I will be back with another DIY video on Friday. Make sure you join me on Wednesday too, live at 8 p.m. Central Time. I'm going to do a Q&A. I hope you enjoyed these Kirkland's inspired pieces. I hope you have an amazing week. And you guys know I will be back here on Saturday for some more DIYs. Bye.
All right, just changed. Now we back. Even though my hair color, yeah, that's gonna be the same. So that ain't changing. Okay. Again, have no idea what we're doing for this video. So I can't paint. We don't even have to mention what we're doing. How about that? Okay. I'm gonna like dye my hair again. I'm thinking about going darker. Darker. Okay. I wish this was like a slinky. I mean, no, that one didn't do it. All right. Now, let's try not to erase these. I don't know what to do with this. That's you. Go down, down, down. Welcome back to Unicorn Dust Designs, you guys. What was that? I'm trying to do instead of like, hey. No. God. Shut up. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that first DIY. Let me know down in the comments what you think about it. And in all honesty, I am filming this in advance, so I don't even know what I've made yet, but I hope you guys are digging it. It's probably gonna be fall, who knows? But you guys, I hope you're enjoying these videos. I really do appreciate every single one of you guys for spending your time with me, for supporting me not only on this channel but other channels. And I hope you guys are enjoying your week. I hope you guys are enjoying this video and these DIYs. I hope you guys are experiencing and inspired by fall. So yeah, okay, now. Okay. This is already 3 minutes. Jeez Louise. What have I been doing? That's as good as it's gonna get today. Because I want to put my hair up. I need to finish my DIYs. Yes. What's up with the lighting? I don't know. It's so weird. I don't like this. This is a wet seal metallic matte. Feels disgusting. And up close, looks disgusting. Yeah, good thing I'm far away here. Okay. Hello, no. Okay. Hi, how are you today? I hope you are having a good one. My name is Summer. Hi, how are you today? I don't like that. Okay. Hey everyone, how's it going today? My name is Sammy and this is Unicorn Dust Designs. On this channel, we do DIYs, wood signs, upcycles. There's tons and tons of laughter because I am an absolute hot mess. Look, I already started messing. No. Okay, slow down. Hey everyone, welcome back to Unicorn Dust Designs. My name is Sammy and on this channel we do DIYs, wood signs, upcycles. I mean, we do a lot. And if you guys are, geez, okay, focus. I'm too old to have pimples and like lipstick coming out this. I'm a mess. I cannot stand, you know, back in the day, or hey, it might still be today, when you would go out with your girlfriends and you would like go to the bar and drink and all that stuff. And then like as the night progressed and then you would look in the mirror and then you'd be like, actually, no, you wouldn't. You still thought you looked good. And then you saw pictures the next day and you were like, whoa, whoa, I looked haggard. That's what I feel like every time I get close up in this light. I'm like, oh, I thought I was good. I was getting ready with the lights off so Momo could sleep in. Okay. Can I just say that in comments, when people say, I didn't watch this video because I don't have a Cricut, I mean, you guys, I literally almost use the Cricut like in every video. In every video. I just don't say it's sponsored by Cricut. That's the only difference. Other than that, anytime I use text or anything like that, I use the Cricut. And you guys still watch those videos like, what's going on, y'all? Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking to myself because really you guys aren't here. Here I go talking about my armpits already, but they're kind of sweaty. Do those. Look how weird if I had skinny arms. I guess these are meant for a reason, because if I look like that. Okay, focus. Sleeping long days with Momo, huh? Have you been sleeping long days with Momo? She lets me know when Momo needs something, huh? But man, your hair, look, you got like, how'd you sleep last night, girlfriend? Jeez, you got your hair all matte. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Didn't we just get your hair cut too? Huh? Didn't we just get your hair cut? Do you not like the camera? Glamour shots by Deb. Make it up. Okay. Looks like I am not wearing eyeshadow or eyebrows. Ugh. I took a lot out of it. Are you trying to get me dirty? Is that what you're doing? Okay. Now you're just going to get all caught up in the cords, aren't you? Nope, he's going to go in the trash can. You don't need to lay on my lap. As I'm like rubbing his ears. What do you need? It's just gonna lay here on my leg. Oh, wait. You're breathing quite hard. Nope, don't get on me. Don't push my arm away. All right, we're gonna have to film with you just in between my legs are tight. Okay, let's just put that. All right, y'all. Let me know how you felt about how. I need to shave my legs. Okay. What's this like? Hey. Hey, welcome to the party. No, that wasn't a good one. Okay. No. Just leave it alone. Just put it in the back, leave it alone. Hey there. No. Morning, Kinky. You want to get off to bed? Come on. No, not ready. Come on. Look at that tail. Look at that tail. Come on. I like lipstick. Pretty. Is she a bugger? No. Don't do that, then your nose is going to start running. I feel. Yeah. Okay. Fall. It's fall, y'all. Okay, don't you want to see the fall? My eyes look so creepy today. I can feel you. I can feel that little darn hair. Okay, now what do we need to do? Haul video. Okay. Wow, your hair's kind of crazy. I don't know. Okay. Hey. What was that? I don't know, but I'm keeping it. I'm not doing it over again. Ooh, this is. Smart and got a fly swatter at the table. If I was smart, I would actually get fly traps. Like, you know, sticky ones. Because I'm not at Dollar Tree every day. Okay, anyway. I feel like everything's pumpkins, but it is what it is. Good week.
Mom, you looking for my phone and my charger. Oh no. Oh no, we're gonna crazy here.
What are you doing?